As I suspected, 32 flavors.
That's my opinion!
Let's go, guys. It is the 26th episode of Toxic Tuesday. How's everyone doing? I see a Rough Girls review in the chat. Deleted scenes. Yes, I know you're on Mead right now, so I'll be seeing the Dude Lebowski. What's up, dude? D. Bud Martin, Xenomorph. What's going on, guys? Elegabulous. Janet from Another Planet. Hello. Come one, come all. So, yes, tonight is going to be excellent. We're going to be talking about the all-time classic, Die Hard. So, I'm going to bring in my guys. I got Mad Mardigan, Tom, and Jesse, who will be on their way shortly. But for now, I got my other guys here. So, we're going to get this shit going. So, yes, what's up, Tiki of Doom? Joe Kicks Ass. Hello, hello. Yes, Snazzy Swart. Why, thank you. Here, you know what? Look at this shit. Look at this shit. Look at that. Look at the blades, too. The lighters. All right. Well, let's get this shit rolling. So I'm bringing in my consistent guest of Toxic Tuesday, Mr. Mark D with a C. What's up, dude?
Oh, awesome. Merry Christmas, everyone. Happy holidays. Yeah, been looking forward to doing this one for a while, right? I mean, we had the countdown going, so
yeah,
we've been waiting for this classic, right? So yeah, we got a great panel tonight. It's gonna be awesome. We'll get that slideshow going in a minute. And of course, I made a big Die Hard ornament, for the tree. So here we go.
Here, let's zoom in on that. Yeah, dude, it's beautiful. Beautiful.
So
what's up, RC? Nice to see you here.
Hey,
welcome, sir. Mark Santos, nice to see you. My God, dude, that's amazing. I love it.
Yep, getting in the Die Hard spirit, right? So that's the big debate. Is this a Christmas movie or not a Christmas movie, right?
Oh, I'm sure we all universally agree. Even Bruce Willis has other things to say about it. We all have our agreements, but we're bringing our guys, Mr. Brutal, Keto Simple, Dustin. How you doing?
Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, everybody.
Hello. How you doing, man?
Fucking stoked to be here, man. Doing good.
Nice. Glad you have you back as always. It's gonna be one. It's gonna be one for the ages. So glad to have you again, as per usual. It's gonna be a classic that we got so much to say about. We've all of us, I'm sure, have seen this X amount of times. I mean, this movie is a genre in itself. It truly is. So it's gonna be great.
It's created a genre.
Yeah, you're right. Created a genre.
First Christmas movie.
That 70s rock fan.
Hell, that's a very nice Christmas jacket. It would be a shame to ruin it. Hey, we've hit the Motherlord. Merry Christmas to you all, by the way. Yeah, we have hit the Motherlord now. This is it. We are down to ground zero at Nakatomi. There is no other movie like this.
No, there's not.
This, as you said, Dustin said, it's created a genre of its own. It's there is romances, there are westerns, there is Die Hard.
Well,
singular experience.
Hey, but by the way, before I bring our next guy, congrats on hitting that big 200, man.
Well, thank you, sir. Yeah, we had a lovely stream this afternoon. Lots of people were able to join, and others were at work or whatever. But there was lots of people dropped by. It was fantastic. Yeah, thank you.
Congratulations, man.
Yeah. I'm just had a couple of great days of live streaming. Now I'm getting into doing my own, and it's been fun. Yeah.
Nice.
You've all be targeted. You've all joined me at some point.
Well, I will, man. I will. That's a promise. But we're bringing our next guy here. Is a return to Toxic Tuesday. I think the last time we had him on, was for the Running Man, if I remember. But he is the leader of the Pixel Nation and also the Lord of the Dicks Division. He is also a toxic man flu and a terminus S that follow everywhere he goes. Ladies and gentlemen, Comics Division.
I'm not sure I can get that shrill, but that's my opinion.
Dude, hey, thank you for joining us for this.
Hey. Thanks. It was great. I completely forgot I actually own this on DVD.
Let's get the let's
old
see it.
school, man.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. It's not VHS.
No, not VHS.
Is that one in black and white comics? Is that in black and white?
No, the cover
so
is.
It's so
Kind
old.
of. Yeah, it's so old, just like me.
So, hey, guys, I'm going to do a little something for a great character movie named Sergeant Al Palwell. I got a Twinkie here for this panel.
Nice. Got
a Twinkie, so...
My grocery store was out of Twinkies tonight.
Your
I'm asking
store
him,
was
like,
out.
I want some Twinkies.
You mean you didn't make your own?
I literally bought this for this freaking panel, so...
Damn, I have some in the garage. I
Al.
should have got one. I completely forgot about the Twinkie thing.
Oh, I gotta show you this thing here. So, my girlfriend, she's good at shopping for things for the season, and she found a Die Hard advent calendar with Hans Gruber. Every day as it gets closer to Christmas, he falls down.
Oh my god! Oh, that's awesome.
So right now he's at 4.
He's facing the wrong way, though. He should be looking back up.
No, seriously though, like, yeah, she found this on Etsy. This was, of course, the guy who made this made very limited edition of it. Not many made. She's been waiting since September for this, so it finally came in last week, right on time for this stream too. I'm like, I gotta show this off. Like the fact that this happened is insane. Hans Gruber.
That
He's
wins
got
the
gun
evening.
in
That's
it.
awesome.
Nakatomi too. So yeah, had to show that. There's no way I'm gonna pass off show off an advent calendar. So we got hey, the lovely Sherry. Welcome, Sherry. And then we got the amazing, the agile Mad Mardigan.
Ho ho ho, motherfuckers!
Hey, buddy.
Hey, how's it going?
Welcome.
What's up, dude? How you
What's
doing?
up, man?
Good, man. Just got out of the shower, so my hair is all wet. Oh, it's miserable. But
You're trying to
Who do you
look
think
good
you
for
are?
us?
Culture?
so I'm still like trying to dry it out and stuff. But yeah. Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
but hey, how's it going?
It's going, man. It's going. Going to have you back. Last week was absolute chaos, and now we're back
it
to
was.
having you for chaos. So
I sent Yeti my place.
Yeti was awesome on here.
Well, I don't know about all that.
I know
Yeah,
it's
no.
kind of a step down, step
Different
backwards,
man.
don't you think, Nick? It's kind of a step back.
Lord,
Kind of-
70s, you're
Well,
so
it-
loud.
Handy
I might
Randy
go,
was
sorry.
here,
Hang on, sorry about that.
but we had
Okay.
Handy Randy in the chat. Handy
Oh.
Randy was here. Yeah,
Andy hangs around quite a bit.
Oh, he's having the handy ready.
Oh, speaking of handy Randy, I have a little handy.
What the fuck?
The video is better.
You know, I can't remove him from the stream. This isn't mine.
Yeah, you're in my world now, motherfucker.
I wouldn't go
Kinda.
that far, mad.
Kind of in my world. My
I'm in
world
Nick Wise's
adjacent.
world, not yours.
Nobody
world
lives in your
adjacent.
world, man.
Matt's world is filled with dudes playing volleyball shirtless. That's Matt's world.
And
Hurt
having
Locker.
long wet hair.
Wouldn't want it any other way.
All right. Well, guys, Die Hard. This is, as 70 say, is a movie that is a genre within itself. It came out 1988 per se, historical
Yep.
movie. We'll do our usual roundabouts of the first time we had seen this movie, and we'll let Comics talk about the first time he may have, if he can recall. What's your first recollection of the memory of Die Hard? Comics.
Oh
Division?
man, shit. I would say HBO probably. I don't think I saw the theater, but it's definitely one of those movies that I loved growing up, and it's been a very long time since I watched it, which is the reason why I started watching it yesterday. And fortunately, I didn't get a chance to finish it, but I forgot how fucking amazing this movie is. It's probably, and there's about to be a cat on camera. Oh, there we go.
Fine.
Probably. It's
Careful
probably
with
one-
those jokes.
Yeah. Insert joke. Probably one of the best movie, if not the best movie, as far as action films are concerned. It is an amazing action film. I love it. Love it a lot.
Awesome. Well, glad you could sneak in another viewing. 70s.
No, the other thing too, it's also Bruce Willis before he got all fucking serious, because he still had that kind of sense of humor.
Yeah, no, he had like a sarcastic type of attitude, smart ass attitude about him in this movie. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
awesome to have. And don't forget, it was obviously he went from doing comedy, which is funny because I can't remember what the show he was doing, but he was
Moonlighting.
doing
Moonlighting,
So
yeah.
he would do moonlighting during the day, then he would film Die Hard at night. So he was doing double duty while filming this movie. So the guy must have not slept for like a long time, because can you imagine going from moonlighting, obviously that's comedy, so it's a bit easier as far as physicality is concerned, and then doing all this action with Die Hard. It's like, holy crap, like, man, that had to have been a restless schedule. So he went from comedy, and if you notice too, I learned that when they were promoting this movie, they didn't know if Bruce Willis would be remembered as an action star. So when they did a lot of promoting for the movie, they promote it as just Die Hard, but not
No
with
Bruce.
Bruce Willis. Yeah, no
Yeah.
Bruce Willis. That was a very big thing because they weren't sure, if he was going to be the hit for this. So obviously history played out, and not only was it history for him, but it was also history for one Alan Rickman, who
Oh, yeah.
you would know as Hans Gruber, a great, once again, amongst the great pantheon of Die Hard villains. Obviously, at the end of the day, Hans is number one. That's saying a lot because obviously Jeremy Irons was absolutely excellent doing the whole Simon Says gig, and we had the physically imposing Stewart of Die Hard 2. But then we got the guy who really got it all going from John McClane's, like the first one to truly make his life a living fucking hell.
Yep.
What a performance. What a
Yep.
performance. So yeah, I was like, and then dude, how about the limo guy?
Yeah, Argyle. There's so many good things in this movie. Like when they first go and start raiding Nakatomi Plaza, you have the black guy who's the hacker, and he's like, doing this like sports analogy, and then they just walk up and shoot the guy sitting at the desk, and that is just such an amazing scene. I mean, it's so well done. You don't see shit like that in movies anymore.
No, you're right. We don't. It's in this thing once again. At the time, it was something that no one knew would be the thing that take off, and then obviously history played out, and then it spawned 4 sequels and a commercial. Might I add? A Die Hard
that's right.
commercial.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this movie,
Die Hard batteries.
Yeah, Die Hard batteries. Where you even get what's his face reprising his role from the limousine as well. So you got him coming back from Die Hard 1 for the Die Hard commercial.
A lot of people don't know this, but the battery was actually they were actually inspired by the movie, not the other way around. The movie wasn't inspired by the battery. The battery was inspired by the movie.
The batteries, and you hear that?
Yeah.
Oh.
Why does that sound like bullshit?
It's not like every time you like if you
Because
work
it's
around
mad
cars.
saying.
Yeah, I know, because it's mad saying it. If anyone else said that, I would have believed them.
Okay, guys.
Anyone else? Yeah.
April Fools.
Obviously, none of y'all have ever worked around cars because everyone knows when you plug up a Die Hard battery, it goes Nakatomi. I don't know why it does it.
Well, Matt.
Every time you do Nakatomi.
Well, since you're,
I don't know why it does that in that voice, but it does.
since you're Chan, why don't you talk about your initial Die Hard experience?
No idea. We go over this every time. No, I remember more about
I'm gonna
seeing
keep asking you.
The Last Boy Scout sticks out more in my mind of seeing it than this one.
Oh,
Because of the helicopter. I just remember the helicopter and the blood going like in my mind, watching it as a little kid. This, I mean, I've seen it who knows how many times, but yeah, I don't remember the first time that I saw it, if that makes sense.
Oh, it's all good. All right.
And by the way, I'm gonna break some hearts here. It's not a Christmas movie.
Oh,
Remove him.
Oh,
There is
Down.
verifiable
Down.
proof that it is.
Yeah.
There's
Down.
verifiable proof. That's much better. That's much better.
Fighting
Thank
words.
God. Yeah, much better. Can we
Now this
continue?
thing can
then?
make sense again.
Yes.
So 70s. Why don't you talk about your Die Hard initial experience?
Just because it takes place at Christmas does
You have the power. Do it.
nothing. It just.
I don't think he knows that he's been
nothing
in
the
and out.
movie. Nothing in the movie has any impact on anyone's Christmas directly.
The
Like, if you
McClane,
look at
their
the-
Christmas is fucked because of this.
They were
Exactly.
already fucked. They were already fighting before this. Actually, this made their Christmas better. But no, like
The
if you
Gruber's
look at
household
it,
can be real fucked
It
up.
did bring them together. It brought them together. That's true.
Canceled.
if you look at a Christmas Story, 8-Bit Christmas, Love Actually, any of those, all of those are directly related about Christmas. The MacGuffin, if you will, has something very Christmas related. Just because it takes place during Christmas doesn't make it a Christmas movie. Just because one time they go, oh.
You know, I think I'm losing the will to live.
That never gets old. It really doesn't.
Does he know he's getting kicked out, or does he keep
I
talking?
don't think he knows.
Care.
Nick, I got the slideshow ready.
Someone's
too.
got Amber Alert.
Yep. Sorry, that's me.
Yeah, that's me too.
I'm sure he has to say Matt's probably
Yeah,
getting it
Obviously,
too.
Exact
Texas
same
thing. Yeah.
Well, 70s. Go ahead and share us about your life story.
Well,
with Die Hard.
I'm actually old enough that Methuselah, I knew Methuselah when he was a kid. I actually am old enough that I saw it in the cinema. And as somebody said, it was Alan Rickman's first movie. And hell, I'm British and I didn't even know who Alan Rickman was, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he'd been on TV. I don't remember him. I thought, well, who the hell's in this movie, you know? Well, there's a couple of actors I've heard of before. But Bruce Willis we'd watched in Moonlighting. That was quite popular in the UK. And he'd done a blind date, I think it was called.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, in no way could I see this guy as being a big tough, you know, fighting action hero. Fuck me, was I wrong, you know? So I went to the cinema to see it. I thought, well, you know what? There's going to be buildings blow up. I loved Towering Inferno from the 70s. That was one of my favorite movies in the 70s. I thought, well, there's going to be a building blowing up. This is going to be pretty good. Came out of that cinema, like my life had changed. It was like, fuck me, this is what movies were always meant to be.
Yeah.
This is what a movie is meant to be.
Mm-hmm.
And that was it. And now, like, it's a tradition to watch it every year at Christmas because it's a Christmas movie.
Yes.
Nothing. Right? So watch every year at Christmas. But and who knew Alan Rickman would be so good and then would go on to be? He's like 2 of the top 10 villains of all time. Him and when he did the Sheriff of Nottingham.
Yeah. Totally.
Like this weedy Shakespearean acting English guy, and he's just so good as this villain. You know,
I liked him better in Robin Hood.
Yeah. He didn't like you much, but
I remember Robin Hood like a little bit more when I was a kid, but
and then of course he was the villain in Quigley Down Under, but all within a very short space of time. But yeah, Willis, just like, what a revelation! Mm-hmm. Honestly, came out of the cinema. It changed my life. I thought, I cannot get enough of this. I want more of this. Mm-hmm. And that's the legacy that's left.
You ended up getting that over
that's
time.
The legacy.
You ended up getting it. You got several sequels and a bunch of rip-off movies, so you end up getting more of it. So your wish was granted. 70s.
And it's not just the action; it was just a smart movie from beginning to end.
Yeah,
just a roller coaster ride.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, we all agree it was a decent movie. I mean, was it the best of its time? Probably not.
Yeah. Unpopular opinions brought to you by Mad.
I mean, think about it. Like we've already.
Yeah. Honestly, we could go all night.
If he finds out,
this is how we're gonna play tonight.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Complain. We dare you to complain.
This is very addictive.
It's pretty fun, right? Anytime Matt's something dumb, you just remove them. It's funny as well.
No, it's just because you
this
guys
is
don't want to hear the
censorship.
truth.
Censorship, right?
Oh,
Yeah,
by
that's
the
what you guys
way,
believe in.
Nick, Tom saying you never sent him the link.
No, I sent it to him earlier, but I'm sending it to again. Tom, I sent it before you sent me yours, but it's okay. Get in here now. But anyways, all right. Mark, why don't you talk about life with Die Hard?
Sure. So, why would I want to go see a movie with this guy from, this comedy show as an action hero? So stupid me, I didn't go to see this in the movie theater. So my roommate at the time, Will, if you're watching this, you were right. I should have gone to see this movie because I probably saw it years later on VHS. I guess when I saw it, I just loved how awesome this movie is. Like, oh shit, I didn't see this in the theater. That was a bad call, right? So
oh yeah, absolutely.
So like
Jeez,
John
Mark.
McClane coming to this Christmas party. So yeah, so I screwed up this one, but yeah, I mean, God, when you watch this movie, and plus it's one of the few movies too where like you're always watching a movie and like the good guys, killing people, doing things. You're like, pick up the gun or pick up the bullets or pick up this stuff. Like McClane actually, I mean, we're gonna go into detail in the movie, I'm sure, but he's as he's doing things, he's like he grabs a detonator, he gets the machine gun, and he's actually an intelligent guy, fighting back. It's just not, he's just always looking at things. He's got that cop sense, which they continue, throughout the other movies and you watch too. He's always, checking his surroundings, always, seeing what people are doing. Even in the airport in this first movie, you could see he's kind of eyeing people and seeing what's up. So, and the characters, the dial, his lines are just so fucking fantastic in this movie, and all the supporting characters are great too. So it's just, when you watch it that first time, you're like, I can't believe how good this movie is. I mean, there's no scenes that are, poorly done, or, the journalist guy is just a typical, media guy that you'd love to hate, that reporter, that,
a lot of shit pays off too.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of the stuff that goes out throughout the movie, like the whole thing with him being barefoot, there's payoff with stuff.
And some backfirings.
Yeah. I mean, the limo drivers, our girl's hysterical. He's stuck in the car with, there's not that many cell phones back then. So, no one knows really what's going on. And the whole subplot with, his marriage being wrecked and that, coming back, but there's all those little things like the movie doesn't miss. And then you got that, the twist, with the heist and the FBI. So,
if
Rickman's
I can say
awesome.
Let me say one more thing, right? This was the worst thing that could have happened to John McClane's life because it got him back with his wife. He was free and clear.
That I agree with you on. That I agree.
Free and clear.
She's the villain.
That's why shit didn't work out for the third film.
Exactly.
Yeah. Hans Gruber was doing them a favor and they didn't realize it.
Come on to the stream. We'll get a few
Hindsight
drinks,
is always
US.
2020.
Oh yeah, the other thing too that pays off too is the whole thing with Al when he talks about his story about why he's a desk cop now.
Yeah,
and the whole thing with he basically shot a kid.
Yeah, Steve
and
Urkel.
that's and then
He killed Urkel.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
that totally pays off at the end. I mean, there's a lot of good storytelling. We don't see this shit anymore.
Yeah, now he's shooting people. Yeah, now he's shooting people
bit.
Again. That's so great. Thanks.
There's a toxic bit. He expects her to have his name.
It's funny how they're talking about
did.
how there's a lack of female and powerful positions, but McClane's wife was in a powerful position in this movie.
How
she was
toxic
like a
is
tough
that?
boss.
He expects her to have his surname. How toxic is that?
Yeah,
Very toxic.
she was
Very toxic.
Yeah. So this movie's progressive instead of what they basically where they are progressive regressive nowadays. This was actually genuinely.
Yeah, well, I mean, this movie's pretty fucking diverse if you think about it.
Yeah,
I know, gross. In a movie where the guy is
Too many women, you mean?
running around barefooted over glass, jumping off of buildings, holding on to a water hose as he does it. The least believable thing is her in a position of power. That was why. That's when I'm like, okay, now we're jumping the shark, guys. What are you doing?
Since we got Tom,
There's a shark in this,
and Mad here, and RC, I gotta show this off real quick before we carry on. These guys didn't have the pleasure of seeing the Hans Gruber Advent calendar, where he every day gets closer to Christmas. He falls.
That's so awesome.
It's great.
Yes. So obviously he's much further down at F4. But yeah, I had to. There's no way I was not gonna show
Shouldn't he
that
turn
off.
the other way?
Well, yeah.
7
He should.
Yeah, 7 is in that too. Yeah.
That's what I said. He should be
But it
facing
should
up.
be the other way.
Yeah.
Oh, can we? Oh, dude.
Oh,
There you go.
There you go.
Now we're talking. Now we're talking.
Yeah. Oh my god, it's
Much
actually
better.
accurate.
Yep.
And of course, Tom, Mad, RC, like Lieutenant L. I got a Twinkie on me tonight, so let's carry on. Oh, and we're gonna also welcome Mr. Jesse Miller. Hello, sir.
Dude, where did you get that?
Jesse.
My girlfriend, she got it on Etsy.
Dude, you got a good girlfriend.
No, he means the Twinkie.
Oh no, that could be
What about the
readily
Twinkie?
available at any convenience store, which I learned from
That was a
Alan.
line from Ghostbusters.
There were some in the back, but they may not be there anymore.
Oh, if you guys hadn't forgotten, Twinkies almost went away.
Almost.
Yeah, I remember when. That was
You ever
scary.
see the 45-year-old Twinkie in a case? It's still a Twinkie. It's not moldy.
Those things
Dude, it's
never
true.
age. It's
I
like
was at the Museum of Science and Industry, and they showed you like what a Twinkie looks like from year to year. So I was very fascinated by the Twinkie history.
Aren't they and Twinkies and cockroaches are the only thing that would survive a nuclear apocalypse.
And spam.
And
spam.
McDonald's fries.
Oh, and
Well,
McDonald's.
full
Fries
things.
series. Yeah, McDonald's
In
fries as well.
Jesus.
And Big Macs. Yep.
In your heart, Mad, yes.
Did you guys ever
Always
wonder,
in my heart.
did you
Well,
guys ever
Zombieland was a
wonder
big
if he
plot.
was working undercover with Walker?
Dustin, tell us about your Die Hard life experience.
This is just one of those movies that's always been there for me. I don't think there was there's not a memorable first time watching this movie, but it's just one of those ones that's like it's like, you know, a relative. It's always been there.
Mm-hmm.
And loves me.
That's
Like
so sweet.
Like an uncle that comes in the middle of the night. Always there.
Yeah, you can remove him.
Beat it.
All
No
right.
ticket.
You're my uncle, man.
Hit that bitch.
I thought the
For the
line
record, that wasn't me.
I had deleted seats for $3.99. It says, "Hail Nick, Mark D, Brutal 70s Comics, Mod, Tom, Jesse, and Chet. What is your favorite Die Hard and a what movie? Mine is Under Siege. And has anyone read the book Die Hard was based on? I have read a little bit
Years
of it.
ago,
I'm a
yeah.
little late on it, but I got started on it reading recently. But my favorite Die Hard ripoff movie, and I want the chat to do this. I'm glad you mentioned it because I was going to get to it later, but since we're on the subject, I'll let the chat answer it. My favorite Die Hard ripoff movie, I'm going to have to go with Speed. That's my favorite Die Hard ripoff.
Yeah, I
so,
thought that.
chat, let us know your favorite Die Hard ripoff movie. And it, you know, once again, it's Under Siege. There's
Nope.
Air Force One. I'm just listing out the movies.
Under
Air
Siege isn't a
Force
ripoff.
One.
I said this then when we covered it. Under
You did
Siege
say
is
that,
Steven
but
Seagal at his grease.
I'm calling it a Die Hard movie. I disagree.
Die Hard.
Well,
on the
then
Battleship.
executive decision would
Ooh,
count.
Cliffhanger's a good
Oh,
one
RC,
too. Yeah.
cliffhanger.
Ooh,
There you go.
we need to see that one.
That is
Yeah,
a very
oh,
masculine
good
movie.
movie.
That will be a toxic.
He even
Tuesday
kills a
panel
bitch in
someday.
that. I mean,
I don't
drops
even remember
somebody.
that being a good movie, though.
Yeah, it was.
I didn't even
Cliffhanger
rewatch
is
that.
kick
Yeah, like
ass.
cliffhanger.
What?
Yeah.
Dude, he military pressed a dude onto like a not an iceberg. What a fucking thing.
Helicopter blade.
To an icicle. No, onto an
Oh,
icicle.
the icicle, yeah.
The Rock. The Rock.
Yeah,
this is another one we gotta do one on executive decision.
Because I think
Oh.
executive decision's close to it. I mean,
Yeah, it
they're
is.
hiding in the plane. Bad guys don't know they're there. They have to
Passenger
infiltrate.
57 then. Let's do
Yes,
No,
that is
Passenger
too.
7 is a great
Does
movie.
phone booth count as a Die Hard?
No.
Like,
Nah.
because it's in a phone booth.
Because it's set in a
like
phone
in-
booth. It's just
yeah.
one guy.
Snakes on a
true.
snakes on a
Kiss with your
plane.
toes.
Snakes on a plane, yeah. Snakes on snakes on a plane.
Well, when
Son
this
of a
movie
bitch, it
first
works.
came out, like every movie that came out of every action movie after this movie came out,
Yeah.
wasn't it one of those like the Die Hard of this, the next Die Hard?
Yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
didn't they? That was like the marketing gimmick for every movie after that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
once again, Con Air.
Is
Do we
it-
consider Con Air one?
Con Air, no way.
got some elements in it.
No, I'd say influence. I'd say moderately influence.
Influence.
What it was, yeah.
I
It was
think Passenger
influence.
57 is closer than Con Air. But
I definitely agree on
Passenger
executive.
57, an executive decision where,
yeah.
Definitely agree on that
Yeah,
one.
it has Steven Seagal for the first 15 minutes. Let's not kid ourselves. That movie does not have.
Dude, that
Steven
was
Seagal.
like what I remember when I saw that movie in the theater. Everyone was shocked that Steve
Yeah.
Seagal died in the first
I know. It
15
was like,
minutes
what?
because they thought he was going to be the star, and they're like,
Yeah.
what the fuck just
Well,
happened?"
now we're stuck with Kurt Russell.
That's when the movie got better, in my opinion.
I
It
agree.
did, yeah. It got a lot better.
I hate
How about
Steven Seagal,
sudden
I'm
death?
sorry.
That's a similar idea.
Yeah,
Sudden
that's
death.
a Die Hard. Yeah, son. I agree.
Oh, that's
Die
very
Hard,
Die
nice
Hard
one.
like. Yeah, that's
Why
very.
Die
Home
Hard
Alone
like-
is like the ultimate Die Hard movie.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think Die Hard's very like Die Hard as well.
Well, of course it is.
Does Die Hard 2 consider be a Die Hard?
Yes.
Because basically,
Yes.
I would
It's basically
say
a retelling of Die Hard,
Yes.
essentially.
Die
I'd
Hard
say
2
so
is,
too.
yes.
Die Hard 2
That
is
suffers
totally a Die
from
Hard
major
movie.
sequel syndrome.
Yeah, but with more
Oh.
women, it's gross.
Yeah, we talked about that last week.
Carl, this guy Carl, like with the frickin' where he looks like he's from like Poison, like this dude like ends up being a pain in McClane's ass in the movie. But some of the fights they get into are great. Like I love. He's definitely. I'm like, man, I hate this guy. I remember saying the first time I saw this movie, I hated this guy. Like I hated him almost as much as Gruber at the time. I'm like, oh,
He's
get rid of that
even more
Beast Boy
blonde
blood.
and Aryan. Yes.
Yeah, I just love how he chainsaws through everything.
Yeah, his asshole brother right there. He's actually a professional ballet dancer.
Alexander Goodenough.
Makes
He's
me like
really
this
good.
movie even less.
What a ballet dancer.
Yeah, the
Dude,
guy
he
who played
could do some
Carl
shit.
died in 95.
No shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wait, Carl Winslow?
No. That
He's
guy.
still alive. He's cool.
Goodenough, the actor.
Oh.
Who played Carl. The
What
ballet
happened to him?
dancer.
Like coke
Alex
overdose?
died.
Putin's cat says, yeah,
He
Carl died in 95.
self-deleted, if I remember correctly.
Oh,
Ouch.
that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Well,
So
he
when's the
probably
last
saw
time-
his performance in Money Pit.
Ouch.
Oh. Damn.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting you think about
That's
it. You
brutal.
would never go to that movie and say that guy's a ballet dancer.
I was
you didn't
watching
know.
a thing with him though. What the fuck?
Oh, he was in a lot of movies before he passed. Yeah.
You know, you would watch like it's weird to like think like the two main leads. One came from the comedy background as mentioned earlier, and the other came from I think like Broadway or plays, aka Rickman. Like talk about polar opposite backgrounds, and this movie made two random names big sensational names because Rickman obviously went on to be in Harry Potter as well, and he was huge in that. So I was
This
just
was
like,
Rickman's first big role, yeah.
yeah,
Wait,
this was his
but
first.
this
big
Just on
thing.
television before. British
Yeah, and then he
television.
went from this to Robin Hood, and that just
Yeah.
kind of
Oh yeah, Robin Hood as well. Yeah, Robin Hood as
And
well.
don't forget his best movie ever, Galaxy Quest.
Well, yeah,
Oh,
that was like, he was already
yeah.
a star by then. That's my
Yeah,
point.
I
Is
know,
like
I
he
know,
just like he just
Better
got
than
lucky.
Quigley Down Under. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just
I don't know.
Galaxy Quest is good. I
Well,
love it.
Quigley
I love
became
Galaxy
a
Quest,
cult video hit actually. Later.
Yeah, I had it on VHS. I still want a Sharps rifle.
Yep.
I wouldn't mind having one.
But you just
Yeah,
look
yeah.
at
Surprised
it,
you guys haven't done that one on
Snape.
Toxic Tuesday yet.
It was.
Nah,
It
it's
will be a
foreign.
thing.
It's foreign. We don't
In
do
a
foreign
sense, it
films
launched-
on
We
here.
can do foreign.
We can't do foreign.
Yeah, we can.
It's gross.
What
They
about
have
Crocodile
accents.
It's got
Dundee?
subtitles right
Well, he
there.
was
Hold
in
on. I
America.
fixed that. I fixed that.
I don't know why you keep letting him in here. It just, I
we
mean,
could do Australian. That's foreign.
I get it. I like that he's toxic, but then he just says stupid shit like that. How can you do a Toxic Tuesday man show without Crocodile Dundee? It just doesn't compute.
I mean,
No,
who's gonna
And
bring a bigger
Jackie
knife?
Chan movies and shit, and Bruce Lee movies. I mean, come on.
We'll
They're
get
coming.
to them.
They
If you
will
want, if
happen.
you want to do a Toxic Tuesday International show, then do it.
Fine, I will.
This is Toxic Tuesday American.
And I'll invite
Merging.
that other
Yippee-ki-yay.
Australian
It's a
Batman
Mexican
guy
now.
instead of you,
Oh my.
That who?
God.
the New
What the-
Zealand Batman or whatever.
Oh, the New Zealand
Batman.
You're not allowed. He is.
Okay,
Oh my god.
I'm cool with that. I don't know if
He's
that
such a
accent holds up
fucking
the whole,
xenophobe.
the whole stream.
I know, right? Jeez. Yeah. Yes. A Toxic Tuesday, America.
America.
America. No, there will be. We're gonna do some comedy editions. I've also even considered mafia editions of Toxic Tuesday as well.
Nice.
Yes, mafia will happen as
Wow.
well. There's no way we're
Well,
not. gonna do
Goodfellas.
mafia
I mean,
stuff.
come on. It's
Oh,
like one of my favorite movies.
God.
I like a Bronx Tale.
Dude,
Bronx Tale is good.
Yeah, that's good.
Mm-hmm,
Great soundtrack too.
Now you
Oh.
can't leave.
How about West Side Story? Just kidding.
Shut up.
Which version, Mark?
Ah,
Which
sorry, I
version?
was confusing a Bronx Tale with
We're gonna
Rumble in the
toss
Bronx.
you
Never
out with
mind.
Mads. You keep that shit up.
My God, I'm the one that
just
gets
I was
kicked out.
Well, yeah, the Jets
Ugh.
fighting, right? You know, come on.
He's still going.
It's the season of miracles.
You know, I love how many plot points of this movie were like organized on set. Like they just figured out this movie kind of as they went.
Is that what they did?
A lot
Well,
of it, yeah.
the logistics of it, because they filmed in the building where 20th Century Fox ended up for the longest time. I don't know if they're still there anymore. Obviously, now that Disney bought them, but I think they moved out of there a while ago. But like at the time, the building was still under construction, so that was the part that they mainly got to use, was like one floor and all the shit that was under construction. So they kind of had to plan out where McClane could go and do the things he could do through the areas that they could use for filming, and they were like blowing shit up, and they had all the people downstairs complaining.
And imagine working in that building, and all of a sudden explosions and gunfire and people falling out the windows. What the fuck?
You know what makes it cool with McClane's character and what's his face who plays Al Powell? I can't remember the actor's name, but Sergeant
Reginald
Johnson. They when they were communicating through their walkies throughout the movie, and then they had their big meetup. That was the first time they actually met properly on set, so it made that scene that much more believable when they actually met together. Right? They actually did not meet the entire time until that particular scene to make
that kind of makes sense if you think about it.
No, it does.
You know what he did? You know what Alan did with the money from this movie?
What?
I mean, like, Reginald. He bought his mom a house.
Nice.
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
But yeah, that's the other reason why most of the movie takes place at night is so they weren't disturbing the other offices downstairs.
And
of course, Christmas party at night.
You know what's funny? On Grand Theft Auto Online, I have an office in the Maze Bank Tower, and that building is modeled to look roughly like the Nakatomi Tower.
I like that. Talk about industrialization and men's fashion all day, but we have work to do.
Yeah, there's some great lines in this movie.
It's just full of those lines. I mean, there's thousands of them.
Hans is very classy for a murderer.
Yes.
No. Okay.
He's totally classy.
I don't know how old he would have been at the time, but I do know he was considered. You had Schwarzenegger was considered, but you also had Sinatra, who, God, I feel like he's always been old for the last 50 years.
Well, the thing was with that was because this was technically a sequel to a movie that he played the character in the original.
Yes, that's true. And De Niro's considered for the McClane role as well. You also had, I think Pacino. Pacino's considered one of the leads for the role as well.
Hans Gruber!
From what I heard, everybody and their sister turned it down, and then Bruce Willis got it.
Yippee-ki-yay!
I can imagine anyone else doing this role.
Yeah, in retrospect, they made the right choice because it needed the comedic touch that you would never have got with Pacino. Or De Niro.
Pacino might have been able to pull it off.
They would have been intense.
You guys know
of all those choices, I think Pacino could have pulled it off a little bit, but he'd have been the closest, maybe.
All right.
No.
Between the chat and the panel, who knows what the phrase almost was called for Yippee-ki-yay? Do you know what it was originally going to be called?
Oh.
It was going to be called Yippee-ki-yay.
Oh,
obviously,
that's a fail.
That right? That was the original.
But that doesn't roll the same.
Yippee-ki-yay. That was the original. It was going to be Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Isn't that
from Rogers?
Yeah,
why would it be Yippee-ki-yay?
Yippee-ki-yay is what it's always been.
It's always what it was, but yeah, that's almost what it was, though. No, like no.
Yeah, but I think what he means is that Yippee-ki-yay originally was Yippee-ki-yay, because I kind of remembering something like that in the nerd banks.
Well, see, I always thought it was Yippee-ki-yay until I was, doing homework about this, and then I was trying to dig deeper into homework. I'm like, Yippee-ki-yay, what? Like, what the frick? Oh, here you go. Naked Fame saying Yippee-ki-yay, yeah, is an old Western thing. Handy McRandy says it sounds gay. Okay, well,
yeah.
Well, he'd know.
Oh, Putin's cat says it's in the script. There you go. See, yeah.
Nice.
So it's just. I don't think it would have the same rate.
No, yeah, I agree. It doesn't sound right.
The code is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So that's a nice tie.
And that's what shocked you too when you're watching this the first time. You're like, they actually killed the guy. Right at the start of the movie. You're
he just pops him like it ain't shit.
You're like, there's no way they're gonna kill Mister. And then he's gone. You're like, holy shit!
He just waxes him. Top dude down. Okay.
There's an opening at the top of the corporate ladder within the company. That's great.
That's why
Holly inserts herself right in there.
That's right.
Typical woman.
I survived. You owe me.
And then you find out here too that they're not terrorists. So back in the 80s when they're talking about we're talking about before too with the terrorism at airports and things. And it's like then you find out they're really they're for heights. And you're like, wow, what's this movie? Because you assume they're just terrorists. as a viewer just watching this, and you know, you're not expecting any of this.
Well,
stuff.
he's reciting all those names like Golden Dawn, and Carl looks at him and goes, Golden Dawn?
No, it was Asian Dawn.
Asian Dawn. I read it in time.
Rather than People Magazine or Time Magazine or
I
something
thought it
like
was
that.
60 Minutes, but yeah.
So 60 Minutes
it
was
was
mentioned, but that was actually specifically Time Magazine.
Was it? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
It's been a couple of years, believe it or not, since I've actually watched this movie. Well, maybe about 2 years. But
I just love
Wow.
when they shoot Ellis. He's
I've
such
seen
a
it
pot
enough
smoker.
Okay, I gotta bring it back up because, as I mentioned earlier, with McClane's wife being she's in a higher up position. You got the badass funny limousine driver. You got also the cop who is very successful, being a cop. And we're talking about, once again, you have all these positions of these people in diverse roles, and they're all in top of the chain of their positions. Like, what are you saying that Hollywood was never diverse? Like, what? Like, this movie
Nick,
proves all those.
There's not enough. There's not enough. The work is never done.
The work is never
This
done.
movie's just on point. Even that dude right there, he's a character actor from the 80s that was in fucking everything.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god!
you even got Genghis Khan in this movie.
Yeah, I know.
Yes!
Like, you even have the one Asian guy who's like in every
He has
action
the best
movie.
part when he steals the fucking Crunch Bar.
Hell yeah. That's the same dude. You're right.
And
That looked like it was a movie theater, you know.
He's like just sitting there and he's like,
It's those
all right,
little
I'm just gonna
touches
take
that
one. Fuck it.
just those little touches that make something special, you know. I mean, that could easily have not been in there, but him smashing the thing and taking the candy just makes the movie something special.
Well, it doesn't even
Just
have to
elevates
he
it.
just
It
reaches
just
in and
gives
he
it-
takes it.
Yeah, because why fucking not?
It gives it
That'd be a candy
personality.
bar.
Personality.
That's what I
that's
would
a
do.
good, good way of putting it. Yeah.
At the time when Will Scott hired to do his flick, it was considered like the biggest deal. Like, because nowadays like 5 million's like nothing.
Yeah, well, it
but
was
at
a
the time
game,
that
though,
was the
yeah.
goal. That was like a whole holy crap, 5 million, and they're betting on a comedy star. So
Oh yeah, it was considered a folly at the time. They did not think it was going to work. Like
Yeah, they
the,
didn't even put him on the poster, right?
no,
the
because they
first
don't
original
want.
poster. No,
Yeah, they don't want people to mistake it for being a comedy, Jesse. That was the whole gist. They don't want
Yeah,
to mistake it 'cause
moonlighting.
he was so associated with comedy prior to this.
I just couldn't
And-
believe they gave him $5 million.
I know.
Right?
But it wasn't. But yeah,
But
he
it
a
was all in
huge star
used.
then, but
It was all in
on
used
TV,
ones, though, Tom.
Well, and it's not like moonlighting was. I mean, it was a big deal, but it wasn't like that big of a deal. But like, you're right. Like that was the whole thing. Is like you're banking on this guy. You're giving him a Sylvester Stallone or Schwarzenegger paycheck for a guy who's never starred in a fucking movie before. His only other movie was like, what, Date with an Angel, I think, at this point. or
Yeah,
something?
dude, and the budget was like between 25 and 35 million.
Which was huge
And-
back then, which is more like 100 and some million now.
It,
yeah.
well, it was, but the box office draw was huge for it.
Well, they could have never known. Like it was one of those-
139.8 to 141.5 million.
This is one
That's
of
the-
those.
that's
This was
the
like
estimate.
John Wick of its day, guys. Like
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
nobody knew it was going to do anything like this. This is the way they used to make movies, though, right? You never had it wasn't always sequels and shit like that. Movies like this built sequels.
Hell yeah. And this movie was completely organic. Look at all that shit. You know why all that shit is there? Because it was there when they actually showed up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it did have, like, those days word of mouth worked, you know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No.
Opening weekend, people go in, they come out going, "My God, that was
Okay.
fucking amazing!" And
Speaking
then
of
next weekend,
character again,
twice as
though.
many people go. Yeah.
Who else calls bullshit on this that this guy would have smaller feet than Bruce Willis?
Yeah,
No, he's
like 6 foot
There's
4.
no-
You notice
funny,
once again
Ask
with the
Candy
character, he's wearing a sweatsuit,
He's
right?
He's footy Randy.
Now
It's
compare
got-
that to Hans.
Well, the reason why I believe it is because they're all German, and Germans are known. If they're known for anything, it's two things: one, small feet, and their attitude.
That's not real.
That's the two things they're
Blonde
known
hair,
for.
It's
Prove
one,
it to
they're
me.
small feet, two, World Wars.
beer. Yeah, World Wars, definitely.
I believe the war part, but I'm talking about the feet.
Thought they
St.
were known
Pauli-
for
St.
Matt, I
Pauli girl.
figured you would like their sausage.
What?
In
No,
a manner of
And donuts.
speaking, yes. Yeah, in a manner of speaking.
guys,
That is
y'all know
such
I
a good
don't
profile picture.
Bratwurst.
I don't care for anything for
Mad
y'all know
loves
that.
German sausage, yeah.
No.
You can have
I don't
my
like accents. They
sausage.
confuse me.
Notice his finger is not on the trigger. Just saying.
You are the
Oh.
police.
He's no Baldwin, is he? He's just
Yeah,
no
because he's a
Baldwin.
pussy.
The real
No, it's called trigger discipline, mad.
No, it's not.
He's never accidentally
It's called
killed
dip.
someone.
This is my safety, sir.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Hey,
This is a great sex scene.
By the way, I
Get up your ass.
Oh my
Nick,
God.
I guess you missed all of my great chats while I had to step
I
away.
was
I had
extra
some good ones.
toxic for you.
Oh,
man.
your handy Randy chat, your handy Randy comments.
What? Dude, that's not me.
Oh,
swear,
yeah.
I swear that is not me. It's not.
Okay.
I wish
okay,
I was
who's
that funny.
handy Randy?
I think I know who it is. I'm not going to call him out though.
He started popping up in other streams though, so it's
Yeah.
not just
That's
this
cool.
stream. Yeah.
Spread it.
Yeah.
That's
That's mad slogan. Spread it.
Spread your cheeks.
Spread it.
Put the hot dog in the bun.
Man,
It's reminding him of Brokeback Mountain.
Dude, they're threatening each other while they're fucking. Just like, come on, flip your head off. Ugh. Ugh.
You guys
Man,
are
they're
getting my
very
dog all riled up.
Oh god,
This is the start of a Bruce of McClane becoming more and more ragged as the thing goes on. This from this first fight onwards. Yeah,
This will beat the shit out of you right here. Just
Well,
killed that
my
guy.
favorite is like his
Look at how small his feet
shirt
are.
goes from being dirty to be like completely gray. It's
Dude,
like,
he gets.
it's like what the hell happened? He went through the air ducts and suddenly that thing's like massively dirty.
yeah.
Yo,
Yeah.
that's,
yeah.
dude,
Have you seen the dust in those things, comics?
Dude,
I hate when he
comics.
It's a new
falls
building, man.
in the vent.
Comics. Have you never fought fuck before? That's what happens.
What?
My
Wow.
God,
I
man.
have.
And have you never crawled through an air duct in a skyscraper before?
I just got very uncomfortable.
Yeah,
Is this-
right.
was this technically consensual?
No, it's not. I'm
See,
calling
he's betting his
HR.
ass. Look, he's
Well,
betting
you got
his
to wake
ass.
the other person up.
No, you don't. Not if you're married.
No, you don't. They'll wake up on their own.
I love how it keeps thinking the air ducts are dirty as fuck. It's like it's supposed to be like a new building. I thought.
Yeah, but they've been
right?
doing building work, and that throws a lot of dust
Very
up.
dusty.
Yeah.
True that.
One thing I always
Well,
wondered when I
it's-
watch
okay,
these kind of
I could
action
buy him
movies-
being like dusty, but I mean, literally, the shirt is like turned gray at that point.
Dude, I thought it
wonder-
was like yellowish, like his like that's just that he looks like he lives in like a pile of filth with those
I
clothes.
wonder
He looks pretty fucking jacked for a comedian.
if he goes into wardrobe every morning, was there like 15 different T-shirts hanging up, all
Probably.
in different stages of
Yeah.
dirt? You know, it must have been. Yeah,
I probably twice as much as that.
yeah, maybe. Yeah,
Oh, he got
That's why they
the
went
feet of
that
a
costume.
German.
It was cheap.
that's a joke.
One
That's
thing,
what he
so
said.
like one thing I've always wondered when we watch these kind of action movies where they're like put through the ringer the entire movie. Like, I wonder where like the realistic line would be where they would just say "fuck it" and give up.
Oh yeah, how do you
Yeah,
define
he does
realistic?
a lot of winning.
I mean, because you can only get your ass kicked so long before you're like, man, fuck this, I'm going home.
Maybe
He's
he
pretty
prefers
fucking tired and
people.
ragged by the end of the movie. That's for sure.
He's
How do you
enjoying
just go
himself.
home? They're not just gonna let you walk out the front. Like, you can't radio. Hey Hans, this is me, John McClane. We talked earlier. Like, I'm done, bro. Like, if I can just get out
Well,
of
I mean,
here.
I mean, I get it, but
He's like,
like,
I'll
the thing is,
leave.
like,
Keep
will you
everyone
just give
else.
up and be like, all right, fuck it, kill me?
Hands,
the
could you
wife
turn the
on.
lights out when you leave? I'm going
Yeah.
home.
Hans,
I'm really
Hans,
tired.
Hans, booby, baby. Hey,
Booby.
here's the deal. You can keep the wife. Just let me go.
Well, that's
How did
This is-
McClane become an elevator expert too? It's like God, he knows his way around. An
Hans,
elevator.
Well,
booby,
he's
baby, I
gonna
can
say
tell you where to
he's
get the
a
best
Officer.
coke.
He is a police officer, so he should know how to do that.
This is gonna
Has
save me so
anyone
much
ever
money
tried that
on-
in an elevator? Anyone in this panel
Only
ever tried
twice.
that? Only twice. Yeah.
Never tried it.
There's
What?
only one real weird thing with elevators. You ever see on the door there's that little hole? That's a keyhole.
Oh,
Yep.
you
Yeah.
scared me for a second. I was like, "What's he loading?"
That's not the
You
origin
have to
story.
when you're in an elevator.
You
Time
only
to
do
leave.
that once. Into like you're like, nope, not a glory hole. It only takes you one time to stick it in.
You wouldn't be
Especially when
able
the lift
to.
starts moving.
It's wee.
Well, that's why you have your
It's too
friend
wee
test
for
it
you, wee
first,
wee.
man.
I was the friend.
Exactly.
You said nothing would happen.
Oh, look at this
Well,
guy's hair.
that's what
Dude.
led to
You've
that
got such
story of
great
you finding a
hair.
penis.
I know, right? Like, man, Hans Gruber. It's like the like seriously, Hans Gruber must have came from like a hair band. Like they were
No,
all.
I have a machine gun.
They're like,
Ho, ho.
Chippendales or something.
I have that shirt in GTA.
Do ya?
Hell yeah, I do.
But
But do you have a yippee-ki-yay ugly sweater though?
Looks
no,
like somebody's...
dude, that is a gorgeous sweater, and it looks mad comfy and perfect for
It
Christmas.
is very comfy.
You look like you're off a
That's not
fucking
a good
Christmas
look,
card.
Merca. Dude, I mean, I got helicopters on me. I got lighters on me. I got like it's perfect.
You got a fire hose?
Little C4.
I don't got fire. Oh no!
No,
fire
Script
hose.
Doctor nailed it. Hans and the Grubers.
Honda and the
A groupie kind of love. That would be their first hit.
The groupie
Yeah.
kind of.
I think that's Groovy,
A
baby.
groupie kind of love.
He's good at playing dead.
Yeah, he is.
Well,
Well,
I mean, yeah, when you saw the scene in the theater, it's another one that like blew you away. You're like, oh, this movie's gonna be awesome. This is pretty early on, so you're like, holy shit, this is so. And that being a
it's
whole
really
line. Now I have machine gun, ho, 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 and Rickman's delivery is just so good with his
That's
accent.
beautiful.
That's
mean,
what
the
I'm
timing
saying.
on
I'm
it.
starting to think
Yeah.
John just likes killing people.
And people say this ain't a fucking Christmas movie.
It's not.
dude, you got the
That's so
jingles.
festive.
You got.
He
the
just
jingles.
gave him a gift.
You got Run
That's
DMC,
right.
Hollis
Yes.
Queens. I mean, how can
Yep.
you get any more Christmassy than that?
Absolutely.
I don't
His
know.
wife is
Having-
called Holly. I mean, how
You know-
much more Christmassy can you get?
The riff for that song was taken from Backdoor Santa.
No, seriously, you got the jingles. You got them saying the lines. You got
the
them
theme
like
is Ode to Joy.
yeah. You got also
Yep.
got
For
the
Christmas.
setting and the timeline. Like
With a giant fucking Christmas tree in there.
yeah,
Basically,
giant
got the
freaking
same
tree.
music from Mark Kamen from Lethal Weapon in it.
Yeah. Gruber says it's Christmas, Theo. It's time for miracles. So he
Yes,
actually
it
says
does.
Christmas.
Jingle
does
part.
say that.
No
It's the
Christmas
time of
party,
year.
no movie.
Holly's
Yeah.
his
Yeah.
wife.
I've said that time
Yeah,
and time
it
again.
couldn't be a New Year's Eve party.
Not really, not like this.
No, it couldn't been. Not a New Year's
It's
Eve
not New
party.
Year's Eve because Argyle talks about New Year's at the end of the movie.
Well, no, I'm saying
Coming up.
that. Yeah, it
And
couldn't
a
have
lot
been
of
a
times
party.
I
And
never
they even
thought
say it's
about that
Christmas Eve in the
before.
movie.
And I was gonna say, not every
Right.
company has a New Year's Eve party, but almost every single company has a Christmas party.
Oh
But-
yeah.
At least
On
back then,
Christmas
they don't do
Eve?
that now.
Hypothetically speaking, though, if this was a New Year's Eve party, this movie could still take place.
Yes, it could.
Yeah, it could.
But people
That's a
probably be
very
far
good
more
point.
Eve
I've
is
never
good, though.
heard anybody
New
say
Year's
that
Eve.
before.
But would
Thank
he?
you.
But the other point of it being Christmas, though, is the motivation for him wanting to come see his family, not just
He-
his wife.
Wait, so the only reason he wants to come see his family because of Christmas? I like this guy.
Well, it's pretty
Fine.
obvious, ain't it?
This is
It's the only time he's got off. As I keep saying, he's married to his job, just like she's
So-
married to hers.
I was gonna say she's married to her job as well, and
They're
you
two
know,
very incompatible fucking people.
Yeah,
mhm.
and that's why. Oh man,
This is the part where Jesse was talking about because I believe that pinup girl was actually there. Like they don't think they added it. I
That
think that
her,
was
the
actually
one
there,
that
if I remember right.
McClane caught an eye on as he was
Yeah, where
running
he
down the
keeps
hallway. He
using
took a
as his
quick
point of
glance.
reference. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, oh, there's toxic
Mark-
right there.
Mark
Okay.
spent an hour trying to zoom in on that today. And to
Oh,
get
Yeah, I was
still with
using
it.
all the the technology, all the engineering skills.
Naked
yeah,
Fame
that-
here says right here because I asked the chat, what are reasons make this a Christmas movie? Naked Fame says gifts. John had to get a new pair of shoes.
Yeah, there you
Dude,
go.
his feet
Yep.
got smelly and bloody, and
Fuck
he had
that.
to get some
He
glass
bought
out
a
of his
big teddy
foot.
bear.
Yeah, oh yeah, giant.
True.
Oh yeah, for coming off the flight, he had
Yeah.
got out there with that giant ass teddy bear, and
How'd
the
you
and
get-
the and the
get
girl
that
on
in
the
the plane,
flight
yeah.
who was looking at him, she was all jealous that she didn't.
She
get
was
the teddy
like
bear.
fucking undressing him with his eyes, and
Yep.
Yup. See,
She was
Every
like
chick
the
that
girl at
sees
the
John
rental
wants
car
to
agency.
fucking-
Remember the girl
yeah.
in the next movie, the rental car
every
agency
chick
asked
that
him
runs
out.
into
Yeah.
John wants to bang him.
Yeah.
Let It Snow. Thank you. Let It Snow by
Some of the
Bonnie
guys
Rose.
too, I
Thank
expect.
you.
Probably.
Mad.
And then what? Put on a
Mad.
dress and try to fuck me?
See, Mad doesn't fancy him because he's got the vest on. If he had the vest off, Mad would be.
Would I
Wait,
like
what's-
to
what,
fuck
end of the movie?
burglary?
I'm sorry. Are we talking?
Assault,
Are we calling this?
cross-dressing?
Are we calling this this tank top a vest? Is that what you're doing,
No,
17?
It's
that's
a
a wife
wife
beater,
beater.
It's a vest.
motherfucker.
That's a wife beater, dude. You foreign motherfucker. This is this is why
That's what we call a vest.
That's a wife
It's-
beater. At best, it's an undershirt.
It's an
my friend.
undershirt.
Them is
I'd
fighting
say
words.
a tank top.
not a vest.
What's
See,
Tank
a vest?
tops are a
This is
little
why this should be
higher.
all American.
Don't
I've
forget
said it
who
once.
invented the language, colonist.
Like we stick
At
to
least,
your rules.
because at least you're not Australian. I'd call it.
Can you solve a mystery for me? Because I know that you guys didn't invent the language, but none of you speak it.
Give us a break, man. You're looking for some Malky, you dauber.
I'm saying y'all make up shit like on the fly. It's like that ain't
You just make that up and you wouldn't know the difference.
That ain't how the force works.
No, see, I called you colonists, but at least you're not Australians. I would have just called you a convict then. So
I love this part. What do you think I'm doing? Ordering a fucking pizza?
Yeah. This channel's for emergencies
This
only.
has some of the best fucking lines in the movie.
fucking
Yeah,
shit,
yeah.
lady.
Take the
This
chat
movie
off
has some of
there.
the best
You don't
fucking
see it.
lines.
No fucking shit, lady.
Good. Send the cops down here. Send the
Dude, more amazing hair. Look at seriously, look
send the
at all the
National
hair.
Guard. Send everybody.
Delicious cigarettes.
Dude,
I love
it's
them.
that I thought that was
Dude, it's like
Dave
you can tell this
Mustaine.
was done in the 80s because
Yeah,
he's
dude,
like
I'm
fucking
never-
smoking inside the
Well,
airport.
not only that, the cigarettes are part of the plot
yeah.
because
The
he
guy on the
sees
right
them.
is like,
cigarettes,
oh, that's
boy.
right. Yeah.
And the fact that
And
they're
they're all
foreign cigarettes.
foreign. Yeah, all foreign cigarettes, which makes you want to kill them even more.
And then, yeah, this is reserve channel.
Well, and didn't they
Call
get that
911.
Wasn't that another thing too? Was like one of the big terrorist things at the time. All the terrorists had a AK-47 or whatever it was, and a pack of cigarettes and a pack of gum or some shit like that.
Mm. Man,
That's all they had on them or whatever.
that's it.
That's a strange looking windsock there.
It is. It is. It's weird to think. Okay, so I just realized
Somebody
another.
in the chat will remember which one I'm talking about. but
Someone
anyway.
will. The lines by Holly to the kids. Oh, for Christmas once again.
Yeah,
Thank you,
coming home for
Xenomorph.
Christmas.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Mhm.
Yes.
Do you know what you don't have to defend this much? A Christmas Story.
Which is silly because this is more of a Christmas movie than a Christmas story.
Yeah,
All that
yeah,
kid
yeah,
wants is a
goddamn
gun.
fine.
Stories and action flick, man. Come on.
All he
Pointing
wants is
out-
a gun.
Pointing out facts is not defending something, Mad.
Guns are really
If you
great,
have to
though.
go to the soundtrack, well, had this song in it, had that song in it. So
I'm
obviously,
not
it's a
talking.
Christmas
That's just
story.
being a joking asshole. Like this movie is
No, I'm not talking
definitely a
about you.
Christmas movie.
It's not.
Oh, it totally is.
Oh, Twinkies.
And hostess pies.
Look at the different
Dude.
packaging.
I
back in
know.
the day.
Look at
This is more of a Christmas
yo,
movie
why
than a
are those-
Christmas Carol, and It's a Wonderful Life.
Those pies are like twice the size they are now.
No, I know, man.
What's the deal with that
seriously,
shit?
those Twinkies back then were
used to be
Titans.
good. They used to be huge. Yes.
They were
I thought you guys
Titans.
just ate donuts.
Yeah, what a dick, man.
They're from my
They're
wife.
from my wife. Just ring them up.
She a fat bastard too?
Like this motherfucker's got room to talk. Like they could have picked somebody better to play.
He's neat looking.
I mean,
That
'cause
motherfucker-
he has to deal with that fucking Steve Urkel every goddamn day. And
That
now he has
motherfucker
to-
looks like he fucking takes hot dogs without chewing them at the store.
Right?
There, like.
Look,
What he
and
said
now
is, I thought
yeah.
you guys just eat donuts. He should have said, I just eat Harriet.
Oh.
Did I
Still
get the
trying
right
to
name?
figure out what
Look how
happened.
cheap that
74
gas is. Look how cheap.
74
I know,
cents.
right?
75 cents.
And actually,
yeah.
that was probably high for the time.
right? Yeah, this is in
Oh.
California. Yeah.
Now we're
74
at
cents.
375 and 475 nowadays.
Because I remember
Man.
when gas was usually around like 50, 60 cents a gallon.
Yeah.
I got gas today for $2.80 a gallon.
I remember my
By,
parents.
by the
bitched,
time
yeah,
I was driving, it was like 90 cents.
I remember the big deal when it went over $1 for the first.
Oh,
fucking
Dude,
time.
yeah, with the first Iraq war, it hit $1.25.
My
And I was
God.
outraged.
Ah,
That
Then
didn't
there
have
was the
75
point-
cent gas.
Then there was an
90
actual
cent gas.
point where a gallon of gas cost more than a pack of cigarettes, kids. This
Yeah.
is
What?
not a joke.
What?
Yeah,
I
Yes.
started smoking cigarettes. They cost $2.
But you can use the same lighter
Now,
to set
what are they,
fire
like
to
10
both of
bucks
them.
a pack?
And every time I would get cigarettes and the lady behind the counter go, you should really quit. I'd be, yeah, but it costs too much to drive anywhere. So I just sit home and smoke. It's cheaper.
Hey, hey, who's driving this car? Stevie Wonder?
Yeah,
Stevie
right.
Wonder?
Oh man. Had to see them, but hey, Draco, what's up, Draco?
What's
I'll tell you, I was
funny-
right?
Is that the other cop that he's talking to when he says he's probably the same guy that shot up your police car? It's true.
Yeah.
We didn't shoot the police car.
No, but he shot out the
just
window.
dropped the body. No, he dropped the
just shot
body
out-
on it.
Yeah, but he just shot out the window there too. Did you see that?
No, that was another guy with a guy. I swear to God, he had a fucking machine
The other
gun.
guy was shooting at him. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
And more dashing hair. You saw the hair flying as he was running down the stairs.
He did throw the body though.
Yeah, he threw the body, but that was it. There was another guy that was basically perched with a machine gun, waiting. Well, I wouldn't say waiting to take him out, but trying to. Yeah, I guess he was waiting to take him out. But yeah.
You know, this movie inspired a real douchebag move I like to do in GTA because, like, the building is modeled after this building. So I go up to the roof and I put down 5 remote bombs. Then I go back into my office and I invite everyone in the lobby to my office. Then a bunch of people come and then I exit all to roof and I jump off with a parachute because I leave first because I own the office. So they all spawn in on top of the building and I blow up. I blow the roof.
I think we missed one of the best lines in this too. Welcome to the party, pal.
Hell.
Yep.
It's in every fucking trailer.
One of my favorites is, "You motherfucker, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna fucking cook you, and I'm gonna fucking eat you." Oh, toxic scene. Oh, thank you, Mark. That was a good cover up.
It was covered up.
That was a good cover
because
up.
this is not Europe, so we can't see. Like when I went to the south of France the first time, we're driving with my dad, and my mom was yelling at us, "Mark, lotion, eyes on the road," as there's naked girls walking down the sidewalk.
I'd be like, "Are you fucking insane?" Now you can tell me when to look. Is more like it.
Yeah, I'm looking the whole time.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I'm covering my eyes.
This is the part I can't stand about
covering
this movie.
my eyes.
Yeah, cover my eyes.
What are you looking at? I'm looking at the lady walking her dog. Yeah, there's like this girl with this massive hat and a bikini bottom and her poodle. And yeah, we just kept looking, Dad and I. Yep.
Like all the boys who
it's
covered
a shame
their
we're
eyes.
stuck in traffic, right? Yeah. Horrible view here.
You kept staring until you ran that poodle over.
It was Monaco. Yeah, we're driving to Monaco. Yeah.
Hey, Matt, do you got to bow out, dude? If you want to bow out, you can.
Yeah, no, yeah, I'm fading, guys. I didn't want to interrupt everything with me
Get some
leaving,
sleep,
but
man. It's
I
a
get that
busy
it
season.
is important. Yeah, I've been up, dude, since like I don't know, late last night.
Tell me about it. I've edited 2 videos in the last 2 days. Done.
I love how every
I don't
time
know how many
I
hours
leave,
of
it
streaming.
turns into all be about Tom. Please, Tom.
It
go
is
on.
about me.
Just make sure you get
It's not
something.
about you, Matt. It's
eat
about
something,
me.
then go to bed and get some good sleep. What time you got to get up?
Oh, I don't have to get up.
Oh,
Well, Handy
fuck it then.
McRandy
Sleep good.
says you're weak, so
Yeah, well, yeah, guys,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I mean, apparently, like nobody wants to take my opinion on this to be serious. That this is.
Yep, that's say we can just boot him.
Yo, look,
I'm
this is
mad.
the problem. This is the problem with this movie. This fucking scene would have killed him. A million times you could try doing what he pulled off with just grabbing the duck work and shit. Yeah, you
Not very realistic.
You
Yeah.
go bouncing down that thing like a fucking rag doll.
Yeah, but if you grab on with you guys got to work out your fingers.
Super,
Gotta have big hands. He's got to have big hands.
edge
Big
of the
hands.
fingertip grip. Like
Yeah, he has
Spider-Man.
the hands the size of German feet. No, that wait, hold on. He has
Wait,
the
what?
feet of German hands. There's something there. Y'all can workshop that one. But yeah, sorry I couldn't stay the whole time. But you got plenty of assholes on.
He's
here.
got
You
the
don't need
hands
me
of
to.
German feet.
go plug away, man. Go ahead. And plug your channel
Yeah.
for those in the chat.
Tomorrow I'll be doing Street Sponsor 3 p.m. on my channel. We'll be doing this after school special. This is gonna be fun. Last week's was bananas. It was about an alien that was being like all these.
Oh
like
god, that was funny.
Dude, it was in a town full of pedophiles, like the whole town. He couldn't 3 feet from the alien's house because he was a foreign exchange
Was
student.
it set, it was
Obviously,
set in Washington D.C., wasn't it?
right? He walks out and they're like, "Hey there, kid!" Like, what? No, it just happens.
Oh, it was
Stop.
fun. It was fun.
Anyway, yeah, you can go back and watch that if you want to know what any of that
The
means.
fuck?
Yeah. Anyway, so I'll be doing that. Other than that, let's see.
I thought you meant an actual alien for a minute there. Like,
Yeah, it's an alien.
Like E.T.
Yeah,
It was like
Yeah.
Alf.
yeah,
He looked like
but,
Alf.
what?
but not as good looking. Yeah, it was a foreign exchange student, obviously.
I am so
Like-
fucking confused.
Well, then you should watch Street Smarts more.
These people
the
were raping Alf.
Street smart.
You should watch that one
smart.
because I was on it. It made it a good stream.
I forgot you were there. I was- I was like, wow, 70s really enjoyed that one. Never mind, he was on it. No wonder. That makes more sense.
Man, you are tired.
I am tired, but
Go to bed.
all right, guys. You have a good one, man. Enjoy the movie. It's still not a Christmas movie.
Buddy.
Bye. Yep.
Be good, man.
No,
Get the
don't
fuck
go.
out. Get the fuck out, you filthy animal.
Come out to the coast. We'll have a few drinks. We'll have a few legs.
Yeah, here's coming
That was
up.
good.
Yeah.
That's another good line.
Yeah, it's gonna be in 2 seconds. Yeah.
Oh my god, yes.
Here, you got the lighter. Yep.
There it is, the legendary
There's the
moment.
scene.
There it is.
Yep.
Marky,
And
only,
look, see, it's still white. It's
At
dirty,
least
but
his
it's still
hand-
white.
At least his
white,
hands
yeah.
are fucked up.
look at that. Look at that.
Oh,
ornament,
that's
Marco.
neat.
That were awesome.
That's
Yes.
funny.
Beautiful.
Come out to the coast. We'll get together. We'll have a few
I love
legs.
it. Dude. So good. Here, let me bring that screen back up. Yeah, get full Willis for everyone. No one needs to see our mugs. Just look at the Willis.
That's
Yeah,
what
look
makes the
at the
movie
faces
work, right?
change,
These
yeah.
quotes, right? If you don't have these quotes, right? I mean, the scene's funny, but without that line, and
Mhm.
Willis's delivery too. You know, he's got that comedic.
Well, and I
delivery.
think that's
Good
part of
points.
the reason why they hired
That
him
was
in
a good line.
retrospect is because they needed an everyday Joe. And that's where I said Pacino
Mm.
could have worked. But once you get to Stallone, Schwarzenegger, then it just becomes
Yeah.
a Stallone Schwarzenegger.
No,
movie.
It's like a
I don't know.
superhero type character.
Which is what you were saying last week, I think, Tom, or we were
Yeah.
saying with Die Hard 2. He's not an
He
ordinary Joe
basically
in that.
becomes, he basically
Yeah.
becomes that. Yeah.
He becomes a Stallone or a Schwarzenegger.
And that is the
yeah.
Die Hard effect, right? That movie came out much like with the Friday the 13th effect and the Halloween effect kind of thing, right?
Look,
Mhm.
he did such a good job that he allowed a phony like Steven Seagal to make Under Siege and Under Siege 2 and another slew of terrible, terrible films.
Under Siege did have the girl coming out of the cake, though. I mean, that is a classic
She had
moment.
marvelous tits.
She did, didn't she?
I'm just a
My
cook.
lord.
Best
I didn't.
moment.
My mom told me not to look, so I didn't see.
Oh, I was like 10 years old, saw that. I was like, oh.
Holy shit.
We all know
I got
you look,
you.
Mark. We all know you
That's
look.
what they're talking about.
Hey, come on! What do you expect from someone on Baywatch, right? You know, not going to be in shape.
God
Toronto.
bless
David
America.
Hasselhoff was in Baywatch. He didn't have tits like that.
Do you like the colonies now?
Love him. Those big American breasts.
Geronimo,
Saturday Night
motherfucker.
What was those brothers on Saturday Night Live? And the big American breasts.
D-Bud here. Who can say that now that Matt is gone? Matt's definitely listening as he passes out. He's definitely listening. You know he is.
He's
Like,
taking
damn it.
notes.
He's saying he's like, oh god, they're talking about women again. I'm gonna hold I get them for the next Toxic Tuesday. He's gonna hold it against me. I
See,
can already see in the chat.
completely
Yeah,
gray
dark
at this
now.
point.
Yeah, that happened quick. Yeah,
I still think that it's great that throughout all this shit, even though she doesn't see John or anything that he's doing, she just knows that it's John.
Yeah, it's
who's just
him.
fucking with him.
Which leads
Because
you
only
to
John
wonder,
can drive somebody that insane.
Yeah, for real.
There's obviously backstory there we don't know about because he's obviously done a lot of shit as a cop that we don't know about.
I don't know about that so much as just that he's a pain in the ass to deal with.
No, I was gonna say I think it's just he's a pain in the ass to
I
deal
mean,
with.
he's
Yeah, I mean,
obviously a
Yeah,
decent
right.
cop, but like that's why I go against the whole idea of doing like this prequel thing because it's like that's the
ew.
whole point of this movie is he's never faced anything like
He's
this.
just a cop.
Yeah.
And if you turn
Is that
around,
what they
and-
want you to do? Want to do a prequel?
that
now?
was the whole plan for a while until
Oh God,
Fox,
no.
thank Disney for that. For now, at least it's on the. It got killed because it wasn't close enough. To
No, it's just
production.
going to get
Yeah.
rebooted and
They-
have a female lead.
Well,
instead.
that's been in the talks too, unfortunately. But, yeah.
well, yeah.
And the-
Well, I
in the
remember
comics,
they mentioned
yeah.
rebooting it.
they did in the
Yeah.
comics as Handy McGrandy. Yeah,
Oh,
they did like
yeah.
the prequel story. Yep. But your guys are 100% right. Yeah, because it's like he's kind of he's probably a really good cop, but faced nothing like this. So
He's just an annoying twat.
that's why you love having this, character, like the flying the ointment, right? As he describes.
Did they
himself
ever
to
even
Hans
say
later.
what kind of detective he is?
a bad
think so.
one.
Well, like, is he a homicide detective? Is
No, I
he a
don't
narcotics
think they ever-
detective? Is he a-
Fucking detective. I don't fucking know.
I don't recall them ever mentioning
Well, the
it.
stuff
no.
that he says in part 3 makes me think he mostly like handled like fraud and scandals and like robberies and shit.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
That's realistic.
And that kind of
There are
makes
a lot
sense
of
of how.
robberies in the city.
And you know what? That actually makes sense of how he kind of figured out these fuckers were robbers pretty quick too.
Yeah, that would make sense. Yeah.
Because if like that's the kind of shit he investigated, because like because remember in the scene in Die Hard with a Vengeance, he's talking about the guy he sent up for tax fraud, or not tax fraud, insurance fraud, and shit like that. So like, and he brought up a few other things that were kind of in that vein too. So I think that's probably where he was.
Oh my god!
Diet hard.
Hey, if you're gonna go hard, go hard.
Die flab.
If they do, it will be her.
Oh my god,
geez.
dude!
So we're all fans of the new Equalizer.
She
here?
would finish the movie.
She'd never get through that air duct. I mean,
Like, hold up, stop.
Not that I can talk.
Stop. Hold my weave. Hold on, I gotta take a break.
Hold my weave.
Hold my weave.
What they'll end up doing is making it like a fat phobic reference. I can't pay for these ducks. These are fat phobic.
That's right. These ducks are not built for hungry
Diabetes
people.
hard.
Diabetes hard.
How come
Damn it,
the
where's
older she
Wilford
gets,
Brimley
the
when
more
you need
Queen
him?
Latifah looks like Sinbad?
The sequel would be Diabetes Hard Type 2.
Oh my
I
god!
can't talk. I can't
Oh
talk.
my
I'm
God.
not fitting in those ducks either.
Oh, Gambit, my face hurts. Oh, RC's got interesting. Is it weird that the only the events of the first movie are mentioned in the other 3 sequels? No one mentions the events of 2 and 3. Yeah, that is kind of odd. Yeah. Good thought, RC.
Well, nobody talks
thought.
about the 5th movie at all, and the 4th one's just barely passable. So.
Well, no one should ever talk about that 5th movie because it doesn't exist. We don't talk about.
It's like
Okay,
Highlander 2.
No idea what you're talking about.
I like that he shoots
There's
this
no
guy
Highlander
like a
too.
dick.
Which was it? Which is like the really, really bad one? Was that Die Hard?
That was
That's
a
the
good
first
day to
one.
Die Hard. That's
No,
what's
Good
called
Day
a-
to Die Hard. Thank you.
Good day.
Good
Yeah.
Day.
Yeah, because that
Yeah.
5th one came out on Valentine's Day, and my
Yes, it did.
lady and I went to go.
No,
see
Die
that
Hard with
on
a Vengeance.
Valentine's
Which
Day.
one was that?
3.
That was 3.
That was
a
3.
good
with
one
Samuel
with,
Jackson. That's the good one.
Yeah. But that
Jesus.
shit, with
That's a
that
great
kid.
line.
Oh, I wish you just let that car crush that fucking guy. That flippy car, he could have just shoved him. They're the problem.
Yeah, it's a thick
thick
table.
It is a thick table.
Yeah.
Bad guys can never shoot through a table, but the good guys always can, right? It's
You know what? Because you know what? He was going for that dick shot.
He's like, oh yeah, dick shot.
I
Oh,
saw
yeah.
RoboCop do it in a movie once.
Yeah, sheetrock stops bullets, but too, right? Yeah.
Oh.
And that's probably like
Dance,
an old
dance,
table, ain't it?
Well, you
Sheetrock,
would- you would
car
assume-
doors.
You assume
Yeah.
that these guys are like terrorists or robbers, whatever they're pros. They're going in there. They're not going to be using shit ammo. Would go right through that fucking
Well,
table.
did you know that? You know how they're an Irish mob for the movie? They're originally supposed to be German. They're originally
Right
supposed to be a
on.
German mob. Yeah. But then they changed it because of cultural sensitivities at the time. Actually,
So what are they supposed to be?
They're like a mix.
They're
Yeah.
just vaguely
Mostly-
European.
Yeah, vaguely European.
Central
Well,
European.
there's a lot of Germans, but you also have like what was it? Theo is obviously American.
Yeah, and the other
Um,
guy's American too. The guy out front, the white guy who looks
Yeah,
like
so the
Lilo.
guy
Yeah.
that's basically playing
This
the
guy
security
here.
guard.
The guy right here, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he does a great job.
And
This guy's
Marco's the
great.
Italian, probably.
And Marco's Italian, yep. And then obviously Hans is not really German. He's something else. I don't know what the fuck he is.
It's kind of vague Central
Hans
European.
reminds me of Andre, and
Doesn't he?
That's why I think Andre should have a medium armor leather 3-piece suit.
The kind that Arafat has?
Ox blood, brownish red. He'd look like a fucking badass.
He kind of looks like Hans Gruber.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. He looked fucking pimp.
Suspicious.
Plus, it's medium armor because it's leather. I'm crazy, by the way.
I don't think you're
I
wrong.
think I don't.
yeah, no
People
one
should wear armor these
You're
days.
one of them, aren't you? Ah!
I was thinking about
Don't kill
spending
me.
$5,000 on a bulletproof pirate frock.
Don't kill me. Don't
Hans
kill me.
is East German. Well, Hans
Oh, that's right. He is East German. Yes, yes.
East
that's right.
German, yeah.
Yeah, they
that's
mentioned
right.
it
Yeah.
because he was
Yeah,
like part of
they
some
West
terrorist
German.
group that he got kicked out or something.
Yeah, they're like Star Trek terrorists, man.
And they certainly reinforce that in Die Hard 3.
Who
'cause
said we were
Simon's
terrorists?
very clearly East German.
Yeah.
Simon
So why is
clearly-
I was going to ask, sorry, why is Al on the road? I thought he was behind a desk. Is he just on a donut, Twinkie
Just
run?
on a donut run.
Welcome to the party, pal.
Why did they send him to the building? Like, that was kind of...
Because
because
McClane calls that 911 call, and even though they diss him, they call Al because he's in the area and say, "Could you go check it out?"
Well, it was a 911 call because he was using the emergency channel on the ham radio, and that's why they kept telling him call 911. He's like, I can't. That's the reason why he's like, I'm using this line.
But then they send Al because he's in the area.
But like Al normally wouldn't be on the road. That's just a minor nitpick. But he sounds like he's like a desk guy. He hasn't shot his gun, or is he actually a patrolman still?
No, he's used to be a desk jockey at this point.
He's a desk jockey, but just happened to be wrong place, wrong time. Welcome to the party,
Mark.
pal.
It's in the script.
Yeah. Come on, don't analyze it too much.
I must say,
so what happens? You see a movie like 20 times, right? You pick up little stupid shit.
Well, my problem has just been a couple of years since I've seen it, but
I mean, it's something I picked up on, but I'm almost like, screw it. I mean, it's not a huge plot hole. It is obviously a plot hole because he is a desk jockey, but yeah.
He's good at driving.
He's a sergeant, though. So
how messed up do you have to be for a terrorist? Man, I don't. How's one answer that? I don't know.
You can't answer that one. Safely.
Oh yeah, that's right. He also said that he was heading home. That's what Phantom Outsider says.
Yeah, he was heading home.
I think that was part of it was part of a distraction.
It had
I'm headed home.
It had to be him because later on they wanted to introduce the whole bit about him not firing his gun for years and being a desk jockey because of what happened. So it's all that's actually quite well worked in, I think.
Just don't think about it.
Here's Dwayne.
Yeah, just watch the movie, enjoy it. Yeah.
Well, this is it. As you say, we've all seen it about 30 times.
Oh, dude.
That tape's going the wrong way around.
That's like you guys at the beginning. I was making a coffee, but you're talking about the first time you saw Die Hard. Well, I was in the living room and with my father, and it came on TV. That's how I found Die Hard. Die Hard's just always been a movie.
I came across it when I was, I remember I was discovering all the action movies, mid to late 90s, and then I kept hearing the name Die Hard, Die Hard, Die Hard, and then I'm like, oh, what's this Die Hard? And I had seen some of the ripoff movies beforehand, like, the Air Force Ones of the world, but I didn't piece it together that, when I had watched Die Hard, hey, this movie's kind of like that. It was just like, oh, hey, this John McClane guy is badass. He's got these catchphrases, and he's this guy who's not the biggest guy, but he's kicking a lot of ass. And here I am at 10 or 11 years old, like this is awesome. And he's doing it all in this building. So that was my. So I was around 4th or 5th grade when I first caught.
I suspect I'm the only one here that was old enough to have seen it in the cinema when it came out.
Probably.
Technically, no, but
I was old enough.
I was gonna say, I know Mark and I are in that old group too. I remember the fucking trailers still. That was the thing. It was like,
if I would have wanted to go see it, my mom would have taken me because she would like pass me through whatever movie I wanted to go see. She would just send me and make my brother go with me, but he's 4 years younger than me, and I would have been in like the 5th grade when this came out.
So
was this July? Was this July?
Yeah, it came out in
movie?
summer of '88. Yeah. And it was one of the I remember because like it was in all the big theaters and because all the trailers were all about 70 millimeter and 6-channel sound. It will blow you through the back of the theater.
Doubly surround.
Before digitally mastered THX, where it's that song where it makes you go deaf before the movie starts.
It was just one of the early movies where they really pushed that it had multi-channel sound and stuff.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. A lot of you guys have seen it on TV, and I've seen it on broadcast TV. What did they replace motherfucker with? Wasn't it Yippee-ki-yay Kimo-sabe or something? They had to bleep out the motherfucker. And put
a lot of
something
times in America they say mother trucker.
Yeah,
I think I've seen versions where they just take the motherfucker out part altogether, and then there was other times.
Yippee-ki-yay.
Yeah, trying to remember.
Yeah,
I think I've
blanked
never seen it on TV.
No, that's old school. Bootleg VHS in '88, man.
Well, and this thing was on cable constantly.
Okay, so when you guys saw that the original movie was coming out for Die Hard, when you guys saw the first trailer? This is for anyone: Tom, Jesse, comics, 70s, Mark, Dustin. When you first saw the original trailer, we're like, "Holy crap!" I actually could see Bruce Willis doing this. Or were you guys aware of Bruce Willis at the time?
I was absolutely aware of Bruce Willis. I loved Moonlighting, and the fact that he was in this, I thought was great.
Mm-hmm. I used to watch Moonlighting too. Sybil Shepherd was, she was smoking hot, and it was like, I don't think it's going to be that good. And then my buddy, like I said, my buddy told me you should have gone and see it. And like, it can't be that good. I'm like, it's probably all right, but what does Will know? Yeah, Will was right. So, but yeah, they definitely did. If I'm remembering back then, they didn't try to, it wasn't so much about Willis. It's more like, the event and, what was happening in the movie. Because he was a, comedy guy on TV. And you're like, well, shouldn't Stallone or, Schwarzenegger, a big action hero be in this movie? Like, what's the guy from Moonlighting going to do? So
this is one of those movies at the time where word of mouth really helped. Like, people would talk about how good of a story it was, how action packed it was, how well done it was. Like, and that was the reason I remember, like, because I saw it for the first time probably on video, I'm sure, but I saw it numerous times on cable, and I remember it being a favorite of my mother's. So like, that was one of those movies, whenever it was on, she'd, we'd be watching it if it was on, and so like, just in my household, it just became one of those movies. And of course the Christmas tradition on top of it.
Right.
So like, it was just, I just remember it being just exploding when it kind of came out. It was unexpectedly, but like, it just kind of kept chugging along that summer. Cause I'm trying to remember, I think it was one of the biggest movies of '88, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it was pretty big.
Trying to remember if there was any bigger movie, because '88 was kind of a slow year. There was, I think, Rain Man in this, and maybe a couple other things. Actually, Rain Man might have been '87.
Someone could check Box Office Mojo. Yeah,
no, but I'm trying to remember the biggest movies of '88 right now, and I'm stretching to remember, because there wasn't '88 was like one of those random years in the 80s.
'87 and '89 were the biggies.
Exactly, like '88 was just kind of one of those in between years that just wasn't. It was probably one of the worst years for movies, actually.
Because I was like,
they mentioned Arnold Schwarzenegger in this movie too. If you see that,
yep.
Roger Rabbit was the biggest movie that year. Yeah, but Roger Rabbit, I think, did it come out in summer though? That's right, it did come out in summer. I forgot all about Roger Rabbit. And Rain Man was '88. All right.
Speaking of rabbits, he's kind of like a Bugs Bunny.
Beetlejuice.
Popular
was
movies. I was going to mention Beetlejuice came out. Willow.
Yeah,
They Live. Alien Nation also came out. Scrooge came
out.
Scrooge came out the end of the year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Red Heat also came out.
Yeah. Biggest movie of the year was
Rambo 3.
Oh yeah, that
Roger Rabbit.
Temptation of Christ.
Roger Rabbit was the #1 flick domestically speaking. Big was number 4. Crocodile Dundee.
Fucking Naked Gun came out that year too.
Yes, Naked Gun.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Beetlejuice.
Even better.
Young Guns.
Oh my God.
Coming to America was
Young Gun, Scrooge, Cocktail, Above the Law.
Yeah.
Elvira, Big, Crocodile Dundee.
Midnight Run.
Willow.
Crocodile Dundee was huge. Yeah.
Deadpool. The Deadpool came out that year.
See, what's funny is that all those movies are some of the lesser films of the '80s, yet they're still 10 times better than any of the shit we got now. Coming to America was '88, actually.
Red Heat.
Or '89, I mean.
Child's Play was also.
That's right. Child's Play was '88.
A Fish Called Wanda.
Run.
Fish Called Wanda was a big one, yeah.
Dude, there was a lot of fucking movies that came out that year.
There was, but like compared to some of the other years.
I really like Deadpool because
that was Cocoon Return, not Cocoon.
In Deadpool, you had Jim Carrey doing Welcome to the Jungle, and then later Slash fires.
Was that actually Jim Carrey?
Through a window.
Yeah, he's in Deadpool. He gets killed.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, no, I didn't realize that was Jim Carrey. I remember Slash talking shit about that scene, but.
Well,
I guess the movie that competes with this one with Christmas is Ernest Saves Christmas.
Oh yes, Ernest Saves Christmas. That's a classic.
The Blob also came
out.
Right.
Oh my God,
did you guys know Jim Carrey and Clint? Jim Carrey's been in a couple of Clint Eastwood movies for a reason. They're friends.
I didn't know that.
He's the comedian in the club in Pink Cadillac as well.
Yes.
And
Critters 2 came out
because he heard early on that he goes, I heard you do a really good impression of me.
Yes, I do.
And so they were friends from that point on. And so he put him in Deadpool and Pink Cadillac. Yeah.
Look at that TV. That was high tech.
And he goes,
it was the last Dirty Harry
flick.
You're
the best one.
I saw that in the theater. It was fucking
great.
Dude.
Deadpool was awesome. Yes.
Blood.
Liam Neeson's the fucking bad guy in that one.
That's
not
well,
not Deadpool from the comics. It's Dirty Harry. Yeah,
Yeah,
isn't the bad guy? I thought he was the film director.
He's the bad guy. He's the guy.
Oh, he ends up the bad guy. I couldn't remember. Yeah, I knew he was a director in it or something.
He's the guy that gets harpooned or whatever at the end.
Oh yeah. See, Sean Bean could have done that act later. He always dies.
Well, that's why I have an idea for a movie called Killing Sean Bean. You know, like he always dies in every movie. So like somebody tries to kill him in real life. So the whole movie is him trying to get away from him.
Oh God, that would be good.
So is that your Kenny? That's your Kenny?
One does not
I
simply
guess.
kill Sean Bean.
Sean Bean. Oh my. Oh, hey, there's our favorite reporter.
Yeah, it makes
Yeah.
sense.
That's true. This man has no dick.
That's right.
Oh, too funny.
I forgot what movie it was. He turned down some famous role to be in Biodome, and I can't remember what it was.
What?
Oh no.
Because Kylie Minogue was young and hot in Biodome.
I know. Who wouldn't be in it with Kylie?
Yeah.
Has you been stuck in a biodome with Kylie?
Well, is Argyle's drinking, and this way he starts to realize what's going on, and he's like, "Oh shit!"
I really enjoyed his character throughout this movie because first off, he's really nice to John right off the bat, and he's going the extra mile for him. Then when he realizes shit's hitting the fan, he jumps right in. He really does.
And he didn't have to do that. He could just stay put and or just got the hell, try to get the hell out of the scene the best he could. But no, he was what your ideal modern Uber Lyft driver would be. He wants to have a good conversation.
And he figures everything out about McClane in that first scene too. He's
he figures you get to know him very well.
You're here for your old lady, or are you divorced man? What's up?
He's totally.
Like, let me know if you score. Yeah.
Are you still with me, babe? What's going on?
What's funny is Dwayne, the stupid cop there, he's smarter than the FBI guys. It's
but I think you know when to talk, you know when to shut up, and you know when to pray.
No, the other one.
No, the other one. Yeah, I was in high school, asshole.
Jesus Christ, you're coming in, isn't it? They're shooting for the lights.
It is.
See, there's that tree. There's that tree again. It's a
Christmas tree.
Hey, Lighthead. Hey, Christmas tree.
I do like the fact that Robert Davi that plays the FBI guy. Though. I do like Robert
these
Davi.
guys. Yeah,
Agent Johnson and Agent Johnson.
No
Special Agent Johnson.
Johnson and Johnson. No, the other one.
We're gonna need some more FBI guys.
Look at those computers.
Man, I was in
high school, you asshole.
Or middle school or whatever it was, yeah.
Junior high, asshole.
Junior high, something like that,
yeah. They were funny. But just everything is right. Everything is perfect.
There's prickers. Right? I love this.
Yeah, he goes, yeah.
Ow!
Ow! Yeah. That's right. And the Blues Brothers are there. They're going, hut, 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 hut.
Here we go. Candy.
You got to add that to every soundtrack. Yeah.
Yes.
What candy does he steal here?
Crunch.
Crunch bar.
He steals a Crunch bar.
At least he's got good taste. At least he's got good taste. I mean, I like Nestle Crunch, so.
He sped it up here, though, a little bit, but yeah, I love this. Because I love the looking around.
Just that look in his eyes. He's just like, yeah, I'm going to take it. Why not?
He looks around, just in case anyone's watching.
Yeah, like they're stealing a bunch of German bear mods. He's got a fucking gun. But he looks around to make sure nobody's looking in case it's like...
And I just realized you passed a teddy bear too that he was gonna give as a gift too. The teddy bears just hang out with Argyle like
it was the night before Christmas.
See, once again, there's the line.
That was a fucking great line too.
It was just perfect.
Yeah. There's 4 motherfuckers coming up 2 by 2.
It's in the standard 2 by 2 formation.
Yeah.
There you go.
Come on, man. Tell me this is not a Christmas movie one more time. Just come back in here so I can kick you out.
The last 20 minutes have been the best Mad has been in this stream. He's been great. Keep it that way. Everything he said has been perfect.
I forgot he wasn't here.
That's right.
Just like he forgot you, 70s.
Oh, man.
That's what Mad needs, a mute.
Then he's got a Mars bar, so he took more than one.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
He should have taken a Twinkie.
That's
That
gonna
would have
double his jail sentence.
If that had been Queen Latifah, she would have taken the whole tray, everything in there.
My blood sugar's low. Diabetes hard.
Diabetes hard. Type 2.
Diabetes.
Type 2.
Live freer.
Diabetes harder.
Live freer, diabetes.
Her blood sugar is low. And you're between her and her Twinkie.
A good day. A good day
Sending
to
the Twinkies.
diabetes.
Good day to diabetes.
I need a cookie.
Oh, die hard with a vegetable cookie. Oh,
So you don't think
Diabetes
Latifah is believable
with a vegetable.
on the Equalizer?
Yeah.
I'm so sick and tired of all these greens. It's for some reason Dave Chappelle's in it now.
That's
Fucking hate carrots.
oh,
I just want a soda pop.
Here comes the tank. Yep.
oh.
The police have themselves an RV.
RV.
And they make the SWAT guys look like doofus. You know, in the movie when they're, normally the SWAT guys are kick ass and look, competent. And they just like
Well, they're from
make them
LA.
look.
They got that California vibe. They don't know how to do things.
Dude, I totally didn't load my gun. How do you work the safety again?
But Willis keeps
Oh,
mentioning
man. I got
There
so
isn't one. Stop
stoned.
pointing it at me.
Whoa, man. I totally got stoned surfing this morning, okay?
Yeah, McClane's like fucking California.
Fucking California. Look at all you fucking guys.
But in the second movie, he was a California cop, wasn't
Could
he?
have any girl in the world, wouldn't know what to do with it.
No, doesn't
Yeah, he
his
had to
shirt?
move out
Yeah, I
to
think at that
California.
point he moved to LA. Yeah.
His shirt is now completely dark.
Yeah.
I pointed that out like 30 minutes
You
ago.
said that. Sorry, mate.
Yeah, he did
sorry,
right after he got out
Well,
of
it went
the
to
vent.
like light. It was light,
Sorry,
and all of
mate.
a sudden, like really dark gray. Then it went to
Oh.
black. Must have been easier for the wardrobe.
There
too,
might have
instead
been
of
a few
tracking.
more scenes of him going through the vents that got cut or something, maybe.
Well, it's easier when it's all just the whole shirt. You don't pick up any mistakes between the coloring of the shirt.
Oh, my face.
They probably fucked it up. They're like, screw it, we'll just do dark
There
gray.
hasn't been too many deleted scenes that have surfaced for this movie, though.
Oh,
No?
D-Bud is spot on. Yeah, nowadays a DNL wouldn't even prosecute these guys. That's true. We're in the day and age where you can walk in. Like the guy who stole that candy, he could have taken $1,000 worth more nowadays. It would have been all good.
I'm gonna go shopping in LA. Fuck.
The DA would have given them the bear bonds to all the people.
right.
Oh, we got to distribute the wealth now. They
Fight the man.
Nakatomi
Yeah.
They
should
yelled
have
at
it.
me on the way out. I felt victimized.
Yeah.
Oh, well, then that'll get you some money on top of it all.
You misgendered me.
So if you
You
can't have-
misgendered me, so I
though.
took all the money that was in the register.
So I fired a missile at him.
Hey, Nick,
So
did
if
you
you-
hear about that shit in Chicago with that gang fight where they shot like 75 rounds and then they basically the DA dropped all the charges and all the gang members and called it mutual combat?
What?
Not surprised. I didn't hear about that,
Wow.
but that sounds like Chicago in a nutshell.
So really,
Well,
what
your,
they should
your
do
mayor
is
was on the news the other day, Nick, talking
Yeah.
about actually enforcing laws in Chicago. And
Oh,
people
I
should-
know.
now we don't wanna get
I-
too-
You mean
too
they actually
derailed,
have
but
laws in
that's-
Chicago?
So what they should really do is take those two gangs and make it like the Warriors, put them in an arena, shut all the
Oh
doors,
shit! Put it on TV.
get cameras in there and charge to fucking watch them
Right?
killing each other. Yeah, go
That's
for it.
better than the fight.
Smash TV.
I
Okay, we
watched
had-
it.
We had the quarterback is toast line that we got to see that.
Put it on the Hallmark channel. or
Quarterback
something.
is-
There we go. His toast.
Quarterback is toast.
That's all.
Theo also has some of the best lines in this film.
Yeah, you
He
did.
did it again. He did.
Oh, he's got. Is it bifocals? Wow.
Yeah.
Typical. Yeah, the stereotyping
Well, yeah.
of
As,
geek
as
there,
I was
right?
speaking
Giving him
of deleted
bifocals.
scenes, the only one that I know of is actually you can watch it on the DVD in the movie because it was on the TV version, and that's where you just see the vault opening up. It's just like a long. It's not even anything really.
Oh yeah, I've seen that too. Yeah, this doesn't
So
really.
does
add
that
anything.
Yeah, it's
imply that the directing and editing was pretty tight and they
I
didn't
think
really
so.
waste anything? They didn't waste anything?
That or it's just I've not seen any deleted scenes surface. Like
Mm.
they're just that or it just was that like you said that tightly done that they kind of had it. I mean, I'm sure there's some stuff, but That
A
scene
lot of
alone
it was once again figured out on the fly. It's like the whole ambulance thing being there for the escape. They wrote that in way later.
That was a cool point too. Yeah, when the ambulance comes out of the truck in the basement, you're like, God, that's what impresses you about this movie, because the criminals are smart too. They've got all these cool,
Well, and I
where
think
they get
that's
all
a
these wonderful
miniature on
toys.
top of it, which is cool. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's all miniature.
Fuck me. I remember
That's
this.
blue screen right there, but yeah.
Yeah, it looks good though. Yeah,
Good reaction.
practical
No,
effects.
dude, it still looks good. Like
Yeah.
I look
Yeah.
at, just go back that go back to that China, you look at it.
These fucking
Yeah.
guys.
Well, the other thing too, it's something that we'll never see as often. It's a rated R film. Everything's like fucking PG-13 these days.
Yeah, it's
Fucking
sad.
PG-13 ruined everything.
That's funny you say that, Connors, but yeah, we'll have movies that will come out that are rated R, like when The Matrix was a big deal, or even if you want to get more recent for conversation's sake, Joker made all the money, $1 billion worldwide without China, and it was
being
rated R.
R.
Granted, it had a franchise name attached to it, but the I feel like the point still stands that rated R can still sell.
Deadpool was an
Oh
R.
yeah,
Deadpool
Deadpool as
too.
Yeah,
well.
Deadpool was rated R.
Thank you. Once
But
again,
few and far
Ryan
between them.
Reynolds fought to get that R rating, which is
yes, he did. He did fight for
insane.
that. So it shows you, like, once again, yes, they are based off established IPs, but they still made money, and they made lots of money.
Lots of movies that were R rated in the 80s and 90s made money.
And they could still do that. It shows that they could still do that if they.
Well, even
went
like
for
in the set in like the 80s and 90s, a lot of the PG-13 movies are what would be R-rated now.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
The idea of what the standards or whatever you want to call it. Like, first of all, I recommend anybody who hasn't seen it to see the movie. This film is not yet rated. It is one of the greatest documentaries on how the rating system pretty much doesn't work.
Yeah.
Like I have to put it like that because it is broken.
I'm not surprised.
And it is one of the greatest documentaries. It breaks it all down over the years, how it all came to be, how it works now, and how it's all basically just fucking, corporate bullshit. And then after that come out not too long ago here, Trey Parker and Matt Stone basically like confirmed a lot of shit and said that, yeah, like if you're part of a studio, you get all the access. But if you're an independent, you're fucked. Like it's all built for the studios, and that's it. You can
Didn't they kind of mention the whole thing with Team America? How they went more over top with the puppet sex because they knew that they're going to have to cut it down.
And they didn't really have to in the end too much anyway, because that was the whole thing. Is because they had Paramount behind them then, and like when they did the South Park movie, they weren't so big yet. Like they couldn't get a R-rated for anything prior to that, and South Park was a pain in the ass. But then when they did Team America, they said it was like, well, fuck. And then like, oh yeah, they came back and told us exactly what to cut.
Mm-hmm.
But when we did the other movies, they wouldn't tell us what to cut. And it's because it was they were a part of the studio then, and it was all
because the problem with the independent films is when they're rated like not when they're not rated, or they get like an NC-17, or but basically the hard ones for them are the not rated. Because if they don't want to cut something, then they can't get a rating, and then the theaters won't show a not rated.
Yeah, in both
film.
cases, you got either they won't show it because it's not rated, or they won't show it because it's NC-17.
Right.
And then you had also what happened is during the Clinton era, they really cracked down on theaters on allowing kids in without a parent or and actually carding people.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Well, yes and no, because like at that time,
that shit. My
well,
mom taught me
here's the difference.
Was it Conan the
when we were kids,
Destroyer?
Yeah, when we were kids, we weren't little shits because we knew if we got in fucking trouble, we get our asses kicked the fuck out. Nowadays it's a little different, but like, yeah, then it came to a point where all you had to do is even, like your parents could just drop you off, and as long as the theater knew you, they just let you the fuck in. It wouldn't matter.
Or you ask the guy behind you, "Hey, dude, can you search you?"
He had that older
pretend to be
cousin
my
or
dad,
whatever, yeah.
And then you just go in the movie.
But even then, I don't remember that being a big fucking deal until the Clinton era. Like there was that short period where I finally had to start either bringing an adult with me or whatever, was when I was already a fucking teenager and driving shit because I couldn't get into an R-rated movie unless somebody was 17.
The only movie I remember getting
never had that
carded
problem before
was 8 Mile. Oddly enough,
I remember too. RoboCop was actually going to be rated X too. They had to pull some stuff out of RoboCop.
Well, yeah, they got the X-rated version is on the Blu-ray now.
Yeah,
interesting.
Nice.
But it's only like 15, 30 seconds of extra footage, really.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck made it rated X?
But that's the
Well, that
British
used
system.
to be what it was before NC-17.
The British system used to have. Britain had X ratings in the years gone by.
Well, they
X
changed it because they didn't want to confuse with triple X, which wasn't a real rating. That was just something that the hardcore industry used.
Yeah.
So to differentiate themselves, they began using NC-17. I want to say in '94 or '5.
Yeah.
Because one of the first big NC-17 movies was Bad Lieutenant. I think so. That was like '94 maybe. So somewhere in there they started
White
it.
Sands or something like that. I remember.
Maybe, yeah, there was that, and then eventually, like one of the bigger ones was Showgirls.
Yeah.
But the whole thing was then they wouldn't show those movies in standard theaters, so they had an R-rated version of Showgirls and an NC-17 version of Showgirls.
The more boobs version, yeah.
And
what was
the pay-per-view became a bigger thing.
What was Brando's movie that was rated X? That
Last Tango in Paris.
Last Tango in Paris. Yeah, was that in theaters as X, right? And that
whatever theaters would carry it. But I mean that even shit went back to like Romero. That's why they loved back in the days of the drive-ins and stuff like that. That's where they had the exploitation stuff because you could just get about anything in on drive-ins.
Yeah, Bad Lieutenant was 1992.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Yep.
Well,
so someone there like 92 or so. That's the year they probably made it. I think that it was Basic Instinct that kind of
Basic Instinct was also 1992.
Yeah, because they were like, how can you let that get past in an R-rated movie? And it was because it was fucking big studio picture. They let it through, and
And then
they must have reclassified some stuff because they have like a lot of stuff from like the 70s being classified as NC-17.
It depends on if they get it re-released and shit, Or I think anything that was rated X is retroactively NC-17,
Yeah.
But like the 70s was really,
because X was an actual rating. Yeah. X was an actual rating. But
Behind the Green Door, we're getting into the history of cinema, but
like I said, it got confused with Triple X,
Yeah. So, but yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't see movies in it. I mean, yeah, you're right. I mean, you don't. PG-13. What was it? Raiders of the Lost Ark that people screamed about? And
I got into fucking Pulp Fiction without even getting carded, and I was 14 goddamn years old.
14 in Pulp Fiction. Yeah.
2 years later, I get carded trying to get into a fucking Schwarzenegger movie.
I got carded trying to see Matrix Reloaded, and it's funny because you watch that movie. It's really tame.
Yeah, but I think not Matrix.
It's really tame. It's really tame. You're like,
but I live in Indiana, so I mean, Indiana's a little different. I mean, I always go to like. So I mean,
they have Die Hard 2 listed as NC-17.
Since when?
Wow.
Well, that was because they originally tested for that content. They had to take out a lot of the violence.
Yeah, it says edited then re-rated.
Yes, that was
because just about every Friday the 13th movie was rated NC-17 as first content.
Because like originally The Crow apparently was NC-17 and then re-edited.
Well, and The Crow 2 is when I got carded in on too. But no, like, and that's the thing also that happens as well is like you have. Just the times and the things shift as well. Like you used to be able to get away with like pair of tits that as long as it wasn't in a sex scene, you can get away with almost as many F words as you wanted, as long as they weren't in a sexual connotation. But now even that they won't even get through anymore.
You can't even get legitimate real boobs in R-rated movies anymore. I mean, it always like boob doubles. Like
Hot Dog the movie, right? That's another toxic movie we should review.
All right,
my buddy got kicked out of that.
Jesse's got a bow out. So, Jesse, why don't you plug your channel real quick?
I have a channel. I do panels and video games, and I hang out. And we like to make jokes, talk about anything, and all that. But for now, I'm going to go to sleep because I've been doing a lot of stuff, and it's going to be Christmas soon. So tomorrow's going to be very busy.
All right, Jesse. Hey, well, thanks for coming on, dude.
Merry Christmas, y'all.
You too, man. Have a good one.
Die Hard is definitely a Christmas movie, and it makes me a holly jolly elf every time I see it.
Good.
Indeed.
I'll see you soon, bud. Take care, okay?
All right. Peace out, bro.
Let me know what gun Santa gets you.
Oh, you want to say?
No, he's gonna stick around. I got him.
But yeah, to finish up my rating thing, it just goes to show how they're full of shit because horror movies and certain other movies always had the hardest time getting shit through, but yet like movies like Die Hard would have no problem. Showing the same kind of shit.
It's interesting getting the North American perspective because in Britain it was the British Film Board, slightly different, similar idea though.
But they're more worried about the violence. Yeah,
yeah, they were always a little bit more relaxed about the sex and the swearing. It was the violence they didn't like. But they used to trade off. I've read the directors and writers would trade off with each other in order to get a certain rating. And so you'd hear them arguing, and they'd say, "Well, I'll trade you 5 fucks for 2 cunts." Like they would.
That's kind of what it's like here.
Yeah, they would haggle to get the rating they wanted.
If you're a part of the studio, yes, and that's the system, right? And that's where it's stacked. And yeah, but no, I wish the system was kind of built more like that, where they did worry a bit more like about violence than they did about.
The beautiful thing too is this film is not yet rated, is also listed as NC-17.
I think it was on YouTube and Netflix for a while.
So, yeah.
So, yeah.
I always thought NC-17 was the Enterprise in Star Trek, but
indeed,
yeah.
So
we don't get sex in We don't get sex in America. We just get.
Well, the messed up thing of
That's right.
NC-17 in the United States is it said no children under 17.
Yeah,
but you had to be 18 to see it.
Well, that just meant that nobody, because the whole deal.
That's a bit weird, isn't it?
It is kind of convoluted in how they list it, but it meant to be like, because you could get into an R-rated movie if you were under the age of 17, as long as you had somebody who was 17 with you or older. But with NC-17, that meant they let nobody who was not under the age of 18 in. Period.
Yeah, I went to see the new Rambo. Excuse me, the new Rambo movie, and there's a horrible raping scene, and someone's there with their 3-year-old kids. I'm like, my God, what it was like a 10 o'clock showing. I'm like, and 5-year-old kid, and they're playing in the seats. I was like, why do you have your kids here? It's
I've had that experience. I went to see Road to Perdition, and somebody had brought their 3-year-old toddler. I was like, and they're running around the cinema, and we went and complained about it.
See,
the manager said, "Oh, there's nothing I can do."
Bullshit.
Yeah.
No, that's bullshit.
So they gave us our money back, but I wanted to see the movie. We just couldn't concentrate.
Yeah, because they didn't want to face the other person. No, they should have kicked their ass out.
Exactly.
No, and that pisses me off because I don't know how many premieres I went to, especially back in the day with midnight premieres, where people would drag their kids to the movie.
Midnight,
talking shit like Freddy versus Jason and shit like that. They would bring their kids to.
Oh, Tom, you knew that was literally my life experience seeing the opening night premiere Freddy versus Jason. It was talking.
I'm sorry, but if you got
to the point where an actual employee actually stopped the movie a half hour in and said that many people paid to see this movie.
I'm surprised.
Please stop talking so Art can watch the movie.
And
then the movie restarted. It was at I don't know if the company was out your way, but they used to be called Kerasodus. That's what it was called at the time. And now they're in AMC. So yeah, I will never forget. Yeah, it was nonstop. It was the most annoying crowd. It wasn't like one of those things where it was like where you're watching
Mystery Science Theater fun, yeah.
Well, it wasn't something like we were watching No Way Home and people are cheering for an epic part. It was people just would not stop talking. It was like they were all talking to each other the entire time.
Well, they think they're in their living room. They act like they're in their own living room.
I had that problem with just older kids during it. And then the stupid part is none of them knew either. They were talking shit out their ass. They didn't know what the fuck they were talking about. And I got to the point where I was going to turn around and go, if I wanted an audio commentary, I just wait till the fucking DVD comes out. But luckily, some other guy told them to shut up ahead of time. But no, the thing with me and kids in the theater is especially for movies like that, it's bullshit. You cannot tell me that it is cheaper to take 3 kids to a fucking movie than it is to get a fucking babysitter.
These days, it might.
Yeah.
It might be, but they can't be that much cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say my
late shows
he's not
too.
17. He's 23 now. 22, 23. I don't fucking know. But we take him and he will not shut up during movies. We went to go see Spider-Man today, and I made sure to sit like an extra person away from him.
I mean, once in a while it's fun if it's like a horrible movie, like a horrible movie. I've seen a couple of those and everyone's making fun of the movie because it's so bad. But I mean, once in a while. But yeah, and they're taking their kids too. Like the movies used to come out at midnight too on Thursday night.
Yep.
Now the movie comes out at 4 on Thursday. It's not like an event like it used to be. They have a million shows now. I guess they just want the Thursday money now too. So
do you think we'll see any more of the midnight 3 a.m. showings anymore?
No, because they're making too much money, and then they had to pay the employees probably
Theaters
double time
didn't
or
like
triple
that,
time.
yeah.
But I would go to all the, every Marvel movie, every big movie,
for
years. You'd wait till that midnight show.
First Iron Man, I saw it at
the only reason
midnight.
those really started being a thing is because people complained because in bigger cities, where they actually had a couple theaters and places that would show shit 24 hours a day, basically, people were starting to be able to see the movies early and stuff like that. So like,
I kind of miss the days when movies were an event.
I do too. I really.
So they just started rolling them all out at midnight.
I saw The Dark Knight that way.
Then theaters started complaining about it because it was the late nights and all that shit. And it's understandable.
Yeah, there was a sense of anticipation about it. I mean,
yeah, but those theaters were always packed chock full of people.
Yeah,
and they paid in advance, and a lot of times they were paying online in advance, so they're getting extra fees.
And and I agree, man, because it actually was the fans usually doing it, like, and then that was
hardcore people.
Yeah, so like that was kind of cool, but like, they kind of ruined it by moving it up the next day and shit like that. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, people would dress up, but like I'd go to the back in the day, you couldn't reserve your tickets. I remember like getting on my Star.
I actually missed that.
You'd get the tickets and you'd wait on. Like I waited online like 6 hours to see like
I remember
Star
waiting
Trek
in the
movie
wrong line.
Yes.
I'm gonna have an unpopular take, but I miss when I had to actually get the ticket and just get there early to get a good seat. I know it's nice and it's convenient to just go there right before a movie starts, but the thing is, like, nowadays it can be frustrating because like when you if you buy a ticket online or if you select the seats but you don't buy them, the seats stay like bought but not bought for 15 minutes even if you don't go through with the purchase. Then they go unlocked, and I miss one and actually earned the seat. It actually made me feel like, yes, we got the middle seat.
It's the same with buying concert tickets, mate. You used to have to line up to get them, and
I
felt like
I'm from the concert mentality. I wanted to earn my spot to have that direct center spot, and obviously I didn't always get it, but more times I did than not, and it was freaking awesome when I did. And our boy RC from the NYC said was an underrated director's cut of Die Hard ever released. I don't think there ever. I don't know. Not to.
No.
Obviously, you said those words, but I don't to acknowledge your statement. Yeah, I don't think there ever was.
There was just the extended cut, which literally only has one extra scene, and it's barely a scene. It's it's the vault door opening. It was added for the television version just to pad it out long enough for commercials.
Dude,
that's all it was. Yeah.
Look at that. 4th of July, 3 a.m. showing. Wow.
I remember
that would be fun.
That's what they used
to see like big ass movies like Dark Knight or whatever, and then there'd be like you would come out of the midnight showing, there'd be people lined up for the next viewing. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Well, plus you'd meet people online too, like when you're hanging out waiting to get in, like you'd hang out with all these fans of the movie, and they're really the hardcore fans. So it was Star Wars.
Well, I lined up to see Empire on its opening day, and stuff like that.
Then you'd have a good,
Well, that's probably my best experience. And even though the movie was kind of a letdown, was episode 2, because I drove to Madison and we saw it in the Orpheum, which is like a big concert hall. So you literally had like 2,000 fucking Star Wars fans. It was huge. Like, and that's where I waited in the wrong line at first. We were there for a while. I do. Especially when I get tired like I am now. And like we're sitting there in the line forever, and then people were coming through and checking tickets or whatever, and they're like, have you haven't bought your tickets yet? I'm like, no. They're like, well, that's that line over there. So we had to go all the way back to one that wrapped around the fucking building. Oh no. So we were like, okay, so we finally get in there. We ended up getting way, way, way up in the balcony because we were like some of the last people to get in, of course.
So you got in.
It was crazy as shit. There was lightsabers everywhere. It was an experience. And I mean, for the most part, there was a lot of cheering and going on and whatnot. It was a blast, but too bad the movie wasn't a little better. But
that's people collectively being enthusiastic about the movie, and not people just chatting about their friends.
Well, it was more like a
concert,
right? Like it was just huge. I mean,
hey guys, I think I hear crickets.
Nobody's waiting in line. They're just sitting at home waiting. If anybody's waiting, they're waiting for it to pop up. I'm waiting in line to get out of it.
Take the red pill or the blue pill.
I'm gonna see The Matrix early on Thursday so I could do a review of it.
Why? It's gonna be on. I've read some bad shit already.
HBO Max.
Yeah, it's gonna be on HBO Max. I can watch it probably in like the next hour or two.
Well, it comes on at 3 a.m. Eastern, I think it is.
Because it's we got the new Hawkeye's on at 3 a.m. too, right? Everyone's getting ready for that. That's the now.
Or is it tomorrow that it drops? I can't remember which. I
think it drops at tomorrow. 2 a.m.
Thursday is when The Matrix drops.
Okay, so it's tomorrow night at 3 a.m. or whatever.
Well, some rumor that Spider-Man was going to be in Hawkeye, but maybe it'll be like swinging through.
I've seen a few Matrix reviews already, though. Must have been press screenings or something.
Yeah, there has been.
Yeah.
Well, I love how some people are comparing it to The Last Jedi.
It'll be on in a few hours.
Took a Rick Carson.
No, it'll be out in a few hours.
But Hawkeye or Matrix?
Matrix.
Really?
Oh, I could
Yeah,
do
December
both.
22nd.
Wow, I could have-
Doesn't
shit.
sound good.
I'll
It
be up
doesn't
all night.
sound
Yeah.
good.
Oh man. I will watch Comics Division's review. I'll watch the Critical Drinkers review.
It'll be better than the movie.
and it'll be better than the movie. And I,
I already
help out
know how
Comics'
it ends,
channel
so.
and I help out Critical Drinker, so it works
Yeah,
out.
the script doctor pretty much spoiled the whole thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
Dude,
I've heard a few things, Tom.
Damn, I
Yeah.
want to. I'm curious.
seriously.
Relax,
not
the movie's
really
not
that
going to hurt you.
exciting.
Yeah, the movie. Oh, this movie. See, Matrix won't.
It
but
ends with the credits rolling.
dude,
Well, the basics of it is
Stop.
that Neo is still technically the one, but so is
Trinity.
Trinity, and they're like a dyad or whatever the fuck thing. Kind of like,
God.
They have to complete each other.
kind of. But here's the whole thing:
Symbiotic.
is actually as he's explaining the plot, I'm like, it's basically the plot of Hancock. And
Hancock.
Oh,
the
right,
superhero
okay,
movie.
yeah, because like she has part of the code and he has part of the code, but her part of the code is something the Matrix needs
mhm.
and all this business, and so like he can
He has code that the
he
Matrix
can get into her
needs.
code and she can get into his code.
Is it called
Yeah.
sex? Is that what they're doing?
I
They
think
got
that's what it's
peanut butter
leading
in my
up to.
chocolate.
It's
Yeah.
basically someone having sex with themselves.
Other than that,
then,
it's
Neo.
basically like just a remake of the first film, and actually it takes place like 60 years later, some shit like that, which is
Mhm.
weird too. But
I
So
hated the
how? I
second
mean,
and
is
third
it
one.
is
I
it
forgot
actually
about
like a
that.
direct sequel to the Matrix, or is it actually the?
oh
fourth
no,
Matrix?
I think as far as I know, because like they show what happens after the last fight, or the beginning of the movie picks up right after the third film. I can't remember which.
So but he's dead. I mean, how the fuck are they working that shit out?
It's why it's called Matrix Resurrections.
Oh, go figure.
Oh.
I thought it was more along the lines we're resurrecting a dead franchise.
And then also the Matrix figured out that people are, I guess, somehow pump more energy if they don't quite get what they want all the time and reach.
Shouldn't
their
they then
goals.
have called
Kind
it?
of like the Eternals.
Couldn't they have called it Matrix Final Nail in the Coffin?
I thought they were going to call it.
They could have called it Matrix 2021.
Well, since they retroactively said that the Matrix films were about a trans allegory, and I'm like, well, does that mean it's fun at first and then it goes to shit pretty quick?
All right,
funny how-
Elegantulous. This the Matrix sequel or whatever is a very convoluted story that you should probably just not take anything we say seriously about this movie, because that's just how this movie should be viewed.
I didn't get to
not
finish
serious.
my joke, but the working title of this one, since the sisters, and well, one sister left, but it was now called Matrix No Erections, and the studio wasn't going to do that. So
I mean, this is funny because they say the first Matrix movies were a trans allegory. It's funny you've only said that in the last 2 years.
that's what I
Never said that then. Yeah,
That's what I just said.
funny,
So,
That's right. Yeah, you said.
so
you
you're
were
saying it's
that.
fun at first and then it turns to shit, or what?
Well, there
Yeah.
was a book called The Philosophy of the Matrix that came out years ago. I'm sure I could go pick it up, and it has nothing to say anything about trans allegories or whatnot.
Exactly. It's revisionist.
It's just
Matrix-
saying that
Absolutely
to chase
revisionist.
clout. It's
The
clout
Matrix
chasing.
is basically kung fu meets cyberpunk meets anime. That's what the fucking Matrix
Yeah,
is.
it was just an
Exactly.
action movie, right? I mean,
Yeah.
with some philosophy thrown in there.
Some
but
code
then-
philosophy.
and that
eventually. Yeah.
second and third movie were just so horrible too. It was just so off the rail. I mean, I don't know if you
Dude,
guys liked it, but
It was
I
fucking
hated
Colonel
it.
Sanders in the second movie. Talk about ergo vis-a-vis for 15 minutes.
it. Yeah, I don't even remember what happened in the third movie. Now, how long ago was the? When was
Well,
the
they
last
called him
Matrix
the
movie?
architect,
how-
but
how
he
long
looked like
ago was
Colonel
that?
Sanders.
To be fair, it did have Monica Bellucci in it, and she is hot.
Yeah.
so-
Keanu was in that room
God,
so
she is
long
so
they
hot.
cut out a scene where he
She
ordered a
is hot.
pizza.
She's my favorite.
But does anyone care about the Matrix IP at this
No,
point?
that
anymore?
was
Probably
actually the
not.
title
I
on my thumb tonight. Does anybody actually care?
mean, you can steal it.
Even over 50,
Kentucky
Monica
Fried
Bellucci
Chicken
is
Fried
still
Matrix.
smoking hot.
Oh, she's smoking
Kentucky
hot.
Fried
Yeah.
Matrix.
Well, Bellucci is still
I
to
love
this
this
day.
scene.
Firefly.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love where he gives him the gun and he thinks
Yeah.
it's loaded and
Yeah.
it ends up being nothing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was on to
Because
him
he already
from the
figured
start.
it out.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, because his accent's off too. When you listen to, which is fantastic.
Well, if you listen
acting
to
by
him, you can
Rick
tell
Moore.
it's actually him. So.
Yeah, but I mean, his accent he's like trying to do an American accent, but off a little bit. Yeah.
Hans.
What,
And
you
then
think
it
I'm
goes-
stupid?
Bill Clay.
And that was a great shot too. He looks up at the board. They both look for a name on the bulletin board. So, and they grab something in the beginning. Yep. Give me my detonators.
There's
There's your MacGuffin. Yep.
God, this movie. I love this scene. I remember when I first saw this thing, I was like, what's he doing? What's he doing?
Yeah, he's gonna shoot him, and then you're like, oh, he's just gonna shoot him. Yeah.
Why are you doing this? And I'm like, oh, that's funny. Haha, that's great. Haha.
When you watch really close,
dude,
you can
it
see him
fucking
take
kills
the
me that
magazine
the
out.
mouse is going to be draping this movie.
Oh, you know the mouse is gonna violate this movie, and there's gonna be no lube whatsoever.
Oh no, even better. What they'll do is they'll make John McClane non-binary.
Ooh, that's very diverse. Comics.
Yeah.
Jane McClane.
No, this is Jane. They can still go by John. It'll be,
No,
but their
that's
pronouns
true.
will be they.
Michael.
Ooh,
John.
They, them.
ooh, I like
just want
this
to talk
here.
to him.
They, them,
about
McClane.
respecting my pronouns.
That's right.
2 scenes in the movie involve flying glass. When the elevator bomb goes off, man, oh god, when he gets that one glass off his foot and he's talking over the walkie as he's in pain. I rewatching that scene, I still feel that pain. I'm like, like even though I've seen it come in, I'm like, I still feel like it's one of those like unease, like because like it's like that whole thing when a dude knows about another dude get hit in the nuts, like they kind of get that mental like, oh no, don't do that. Now like seeing him take glass off his foot, I'm like, I feel like my mental thoughts are no, I feel that too. Like, oh damn, John Boyega. You know, to be fair, John Boyega is not the problem with the sequel trilogy.
No, he wasn't.
Who even wants to talk about that?
No, we're not going to.
Yeah,
I
don't
just
go
saw.
there.
Just sorry, as
Nobody.
Handy Randy, I should have not acknowledged Handy Randy. That's my fault. I should have not done it.
I would like a Jedi mind trick to erase the sequels from my memory, though. That would be
Well,
nice.
here's our boy Carl. Everyone loves Carl. Good God. I love this fight between him and Carl.
Shoot the
It
glass,
goes
yeah.
all out.
Yeah, it's a good fucking fight.
You killed my brother. Prepare to die.
Pretty much.
Son of a bitch. That's what
Yeah,
your toes.
I love the way Hans makes him wait to he's like, I know you want to kill him, but stay on
Need
target.
my
basically.
detonators.
Hey, you should have heard your brother's school when I broke his fucking neck. Oh man, such a good line.
And Willis is in good shape in this movie too. So once you see him, he's believable too.
Yep.
I mean, he's
Well, he's like he's in shape, but he's not like overly in shape.
Yeah,
He's not
It's
shredded.
Well, he was a football
right?
player in high school and shit. Yeah.
Well, it's like he's got pretty ripped arms, but it's not like he's not shredded.
He's
right?
athletic
Yeah.
enough.
He's
yeah.
athletic looking.
Yeah, it's not like Pierce Brosnan when he went to play James Bond or Michael Keaton as Batman. As much as you like him in those roles, it's like they definitely didn't have the physique for those movies. So, but this is believable. Yeah, like we were just watching, talking about Hawkeye when you watch, the girl Kate Bishop running and she's waddling like a duck. I didn't notice that till you guys pointed that out, and then I'm watching and I'm like, wow, she is.
I
She
noticed
can't
she
move.
ran
She's
like that in the Transformer movie. Yeah,
she's definitely not an
they
athlete.
should
God,
never show her legs as she's running.
no.
She
That
should
was
have
an-
a Tom Cruise rule.
I'm gonna have to look. I'm gonna have to watch for that now because I
she's
never
so bad.
I never noticed her running.
Well,
Track
Tom
meet
Cruise
with my
has a
son all
rule.
weekend. I'm like watching all these top athletes run. I'm like, oh my god, at least get a stunt runner for her, please. I mean,
That's
so
why you
horrible.
always see Tom Cruise running, but he's always running by himself.
Oh, dude, this. I love this.
Because if he ran next to people or close to people, you could see how short he really was.
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they should make her a rule to where you can't shoot below her.
Yeah. And she's supposed to be a world class athlete too.
Exactly. Yeah.
I can't
Get
run,
the stunt bitch in there. Come on.
Yeah. With that costume.
You're
in there,
seeing
yeah.
her from a mile away from behind. Do we really need the duck waddle run? No.
Oh damn!
That's what we pay these people for. What do you
Cute.
mean, you people?
Can you imagine if after 3 happened, like if somehow we had a legitimately good sequel of what? Obviously, not talking about Live Free or Die Hard, but like, what if we had a sequel that stood up to the original 3? What that would have been like, and how also been to have a newer Die Hard to talk about in this day and age? Because I feel like Bruce Willis, if he really committed to it, he could make with the obviously good writer cast.
He's too fucking old now.
You think so? You think he doesn't have anything left in him?
He's done Red at this point, which is basically John McClane retired.
Mm-hmm.
Retired and deadly, right?
I think the window's closed on that. I think he has burnt too many bridges on top of just being old.
Oh my god! Look at Hans.
See, I think he was better.
He looked like he was getting a handy. Yeah, he looked like he was getting a handy at that one shot.
Yeah, sometimes it's the way. Sometimes it's the way it clips.
At Willis's age, he was better as the Death Wish type guy because he doesn't have to fight hard physically. That's right.
Oh my god, these Twinkies are orgasmic.
Don't stop, Mad. Don't stop, Mad.
He's calling out Carl.
Mad.
Keep going, Carl.
Stat.
I'm about to make snow.
That was more like his Robin Hood voice. That was his Sheriff of Nottingham voice.
Dog.
The glass.
That will never get old watching too. But anyways, Ella Gabulos for $5 says, I'm tipping you despite the fact that all your person sounds like Mickey Mouse. Hail. Shut the fuck up. Hail.
Dude, you do a great Mickey Mouse.
Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, you sound like Mickey Mouse from fucking
South Park.
That's the whole gist, because I used to watch that episode religiously. Like, it was like I'd wake up, I'd brush my teeth,
fucking nailed that
I'd
shit.
eat pizza, and then I would watch that episode because especially when the Jonas Brothers were hot at that time, I couldn't stand them. So to see Mickey Mouse unleash his wrath on the Jonas Brothers was like a very victorious thing in my life. So now I'm just looking for like the follow up where he beats the shit out of like One Direction
we got a
or
long
something.
ways to go in this movie.
You think the Jonas Brothers are hot? Did you say?
He did.
Well,
he did.
He
say that.
did. He wanted them.
Wait, sorry, rewind that. No.
They were big. I mean, they made him big at the time.
They're hot and big.
Shut the fuck up! There is a good sequel, Nate. That died. Oh god, that battery commercial.
Here's
is
that
great.
line we kept bringing up earlier. God, that man looks really.
There was
pissed.
something that there was some
it's
Die Hard thing that
Roland
came out in
Johnson drives somebody
2020.
Yeah, the commercial.
That
the
stupid
battery
commercial.
Oh, was it?
I
'Cause
like
it had
it.
what's his name in it?
I
right?
didn't mind it, but I was
Argyle.
because I thought
Argyle's
the way
in
they
it.
teased it, I thought it was actually going to be a movie, and it ended up being the fucking commercial.
See, I didn't know it was a commercial until recently.
Yeah,
So to me, it's just a commercial and a really entertaining. Argyle's in it. I think who else is in it? Isn't Sam Jackson's not in it. I'm trying to think who else. Someone from the second movie's in it because they acknowledge 1, 2, and 3. So it's one of the rare times where there's something within Die Hard where they acknowledge some of the sequels. But of course, there's no mention of Live Free, and thankfully not that A Good Day. That's not A Good Day movie.
There's just a Theo in there. That Clarence Gilliard Jr. is Theo.
Mm-hmm.
Joey Plua is Alexander, and then Argyle and obviously John McClane.
Oh, that John McClane.
The guy who played Argyle, he was in the head of the class in like the late 80s. That sitcom.
yeah.
Which sitcom was that?
Head of the class. Which
All
on
right.
HBO Max they have a new one, like a new 2021 version of it.
Oh Lord.
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
And it's
That
got
was-
like
you
the
need the
girl
music
from
here, but
the
yeah.
remake of One at a Time in it. She's like the teacher.
So you just said Merry Christmas. See, it's a Christmas movie. Do I
Yeah,
need
yeah.
to, like, seriously? I'm
There we
gonna,
go.
like, call this shit out, man.
Send that to Mad. Yep. Merry Christmas, motherfucker.
Yeah, we're just gonna let Mad know
Yeah,
each
I mean,
and
the
every
only
time.
people who don't see this as a Christmas movie are haters.
And Mad Mardigan.
Well, I mean, he's the definition of a hater.
Rob
yeah.
that was perfect.
Rob Altus for $5 says, where else can I get Mickey Mouse and Kermit the Frog in the same stream? Love you guys. Thank you, Rob Altus. Well, I got Kermit here. And I don't know when he'll start talking, but he needs to start fucking opening his mouth now because I got something to give to him. Where the fuck are you, Kermit?
I'm trying to figure out which one of us is supposed to be doing Kermit.
Oh, yeah, that's true. There's two Kermits here.
Well, it depends.
Miss
What
Piggy,
does it depend?
Miss Piggy's doing Kermit, isn't she?
The problem is you need to go and psychoanalyze yourself and realize that you're nothing more than a chimpanzee full of snakes.
Hey, clean up your
I don't
room.
know if I'd ever say something like that.
Clean up your room, damn it.
Tidy up your space a bit, please.
God, I actually did a video where I
I
clipped
hope
out
Frog here.
Jordan Peterson's one of his speeches. I had Kermit the Frog saying it. Oh God!
All right, hey, El Gabus, thanks again. I appreciate it. That was I'm glad to give you good voices, and of course, I got Tom and Comics here to do their comics and Peterson voices as well. Take care.
Unfortunately, I'm not doing Miss Piggy anymore. We got divorced.
I'm fucking Miss Piggy. I got rid of Minnie, and I took the piggy with me.
He's kind of right. He did make me get a divorce, but she took half the lily pad
What the fuck are you talking about?
and the kids.
I took the kids. I'm the king. I want money. You clean your room, Darius Munchausen. Right, Kermit Peterson. It's totally Kermit Peterson. Is it not? Dude, can you imagine like that whole day McClane has spent fighting dudes, getting glass in his foot? What about you?
You kind of screwed me.
I didn't ask for your opinion.
You took my Star Wars.
I don't give a fuck. Get the fuck out, Kermit. Go to sleep.
No, it's George.
No, you're Kermit.
No, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I'm gonna fucking cook you. I'm gonna fucking eat you. This is that line.
Yes, it's like you gotta do that line in that voice. Yeah. It's like, is this Hannibal Lecter here? What's going on?
What? Fucking eat you.
I love this. Is one of my favorite lines in the entire movie. I think like it's so ridiculous. Like I'm like, what? Do we get to like cannibalism here with Die Hard? Oh, what a turn with this line.
John's a scrapper.
Oh yeah, he is. I mean, shit. Even Kermit would agree on that. So
Probably got in a lot of bar fights.
No shirt now, too. Mads would like that, right?
Can you imagine how bad he must smell? He has blood come out of his foot. He wore a stinky shirt. And everyone's like, and he's got the pants on too. He's probably hiding those pants. And the shirts also, he's got all like the blood and the stench of like 20 other dudes.
You don't understand. The reason he's so on point is because he made fists with his toes. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm doing that right now. Fist with my toes.
Seriously, John McClane has to have been one smelly man. Obviously, for the set he wasn't, but McClane in the movie, man. Whew.
And how famous is this scene here, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What the fuck?
He's like, what am I going to do here?
But even I don't think he
watching...
gets as messed up in this as he does in Die Hard 3, though.
No, Die Hard 3, he definitely takes.
No, by the third act of Die Hard 3, that's what you're talking about, is how that just the verisimilitude goes completely out the window at that point.
He should have been in the hospital.
Okay, I gotta be that guy, Tom. What does verisimilitude mean? Because I know you and RMB use that word. I want to.
Oh, it means realism. It means believability. It means
okay.
You can do things that are unbelievable, but they have to be grounded in some way.
So you're
suspension of disbelief, essentially.
So basically, it's like when when you see Superman, it's the whole make you believe a man can fly type of thing. And it comes off as believable type of thing. As a basic example. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I mean, like in that third act of Die Hard 3, he was literally bleeding to death.
Well,
Like,
once they
dripping
jump
from
off the
bars.
bridge and they fall, or well, they're going down the line, or whatever.
Yeah, the
Like,
cable line. Yeah,
Yeah, like at that point on, it's like
It
pretty much
falls like
everything that
50
happens
feet.
to them. Then they jump off the fucking boat as it's exploding, and
yeah, it's something ridiculous. And Die Hard 2, you've got the ejector seat in the plane that doesn't have an ejector seat. You know.
Oh yeah.
the Bond seat.
Yeah,
That was
And all
the
the-
Bond seat. I
and the
call it
grenades
Bond
that take
seat.
like 20 seconds to go off when they're counting. It's like
That was not as bad as at least as with Dark Knight Rises is detonator that didn't go off for 5 minutes, and they said it was going off in like a minute. With
Yeah.
like the Gotham City's gonna blow
Meanwhile,
in
5
1
minutes in
minute.
film later.
yeah.
Wait,
I promise
about-
I'm never
I got-
going to tall building again. Sorry. Yeah, that
you don't know
was-
how movie rules work. If you've got 5 to 2 minutes on a timer, that you're looking at 10, 15 minutes of screen time.
so
Dude,
basically,
it's like football time.
yeah, I was gonna say like
Yeah.
when they say the 2-minute warning,
Yeah.
and that means 20 minutes later.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then
your
when you got
your
the last
wife was
30
like-
seconds, that could last fucking 10, 15 minutes too, all in of
True.
itself.
Yeah. Like,
But
honey,
if
I'll
you
bring out
see
the
if it
garbage.
says
Yeah.
10, then you know you're in for a long ride.
Okay. Did anyone see the pictures of the concept Die Hard Christmas tree topper? Tree topper. It's McClane jumping off the building
No.
roof as they no.
That'd be
what?
awesome.
RC, if you please send me that. That would be I gotta see that. That is something I would love to see.
Did they ever do a Die Hard action figure? That'd be
Oh
cool.
god! Oh, I
Time
actually
did-
saw a Hans Gruber one.
Maybe they're custom, but yeah, that'd be cool. Like, put them on your Christmas tree.
Well, it had one of those like old fashioned packaging, kind of like my Lemmy that does.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, or
Like
my-
a retro
my-
figure, yeah.
Yeah, the retro packaging. That it was a Hans Gruber one, but so I'm thinking, okay, well, if there's a Hans Gruber somewhere out there on planet Earth, there's gotta be a John McClane because it'd be really weird for them to have a Hans Gruber figure.
Did they ever do like a hot toy of any of the Die Hard characters? Or
To my knowledge, I don't.
I don't
know.
think Bruce Willis is anybody who's ever really let his likeness out for any toys that I can think of.
oh, 'Cause
Oh,
those would definitely sell, right? Could you imagine like a
Oh fuck
Die
yeah.
Hard Nakatomi Plaza action?
Apparently
figure?
there is
that-
something out there.
Some
might
Mecca
be.
NECA Die Hard Cult Classics.
Ooh,
Oh,
Really?
NECA did them,
They're
okay.
like-
NECA. I know NECA.
They're
NECA,
like-
what do they
yeah.
call
Like
it?
like eBay has them for like $120,
Oh, that means it must have been out a while ago. Yeah.
Yep.
and there's one on this Bonanza website for like $160 some, but it's a Die Hard one.
You know, this scene so ridiculous. Like I actually
awesome.
like it. Once again, I guess I'm going to use that word verisimilitude. This really does come off as believable that this crazy guy, smelly and all, is attaching himself to a fire hose strap and trying to come down and nail into a window with a bleeding foot and
Yep.
trying to nail the window hard enough. Oh my! I once again, I still watch the scene. It still feels tense and still feels like holy crap. Like how's this real common Joe gonna do it? And I can only imagine if I had seen this in the 80s, and knowing him from his background prior with Moonlight, I'm sure I would have seen this in an even more different light. Because for you guys, you were familiar with the Willises and the Keatons of the world. You had the preconceived notions of, before there's McClane, before Keaton was Batman. You had the comical aspect. For me, these roles were my introduction to these guys, so I don't have that comedic notion to these guys attached to it. I saw those movies later on in my life. And
Yeah,
then
this
he
is a
brings-
big shock, to everyone how good this, going back, we've said it before, but how good this movie was.
Yeah.
Mhm.
When you see it, like no one expected, and that's what we're all saying too. We miss, like, we want to see, new movies, new IPs.
Well, I
Excuse me.
mean, the one thing that I don't know if you guys saw recently, you have the Northman trailer, and that movie looks fucking hardcore, man. That's a return to fucking, male gra action. I mean, that thing looks fucking phenomenal.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Rob. No, comics. I saw that trailer, I think not long after yelling, I think last night. And I'm like, damn, they actually.
Yeah, I watched it.
Actually,
What's that about?
About a Viking.
Like, okay, no, cool. No, yeah. So just haven't seen the trailer yet. So
Yeah, check it out. It's basically this. this Viking as a kid, his father, I guess he's like a jarl, and gets murdered by his uncle, and so he either gets banished or something, but he comes back and he's basically seeking revenge.
It's a revenge.
All right,
it's a revenge
we're
story.
gonna take a quick break for this. Mark, I'm gonna show us our wonderful RC from the NYC. Forwarded this to me. Said Die Hard Christmas Tree Topper.
That's fucking great.
That's awesome.
Oh, that
I was gonna say. Now that I think about it, there was the Funko Pops too. Yeah.
Oh man, thank you, RC. This is absolutely badass to see. I appreciate that. Oh,
that's awesome.
We needed that. That definitely.
That's so awesome.
No, it seriously, like watching that trailer, it like looks super like crazy and brutal, and that's something you want out of Vikings, is Vikings being absolute savages.
Yep.
So I'm like, this really, like, at least I'm not deeply like rooted in that mythology, but I guess you could say from a normie aspect on my end, I was sold. I'm like, I want to see this. Hell yeah! It made me invested right away, and that's how you want to lure a normie in. You want to get that trailer that grabs and say, okay, I need to see this right away when it comes out.
Also, I love how Argyle even has his moment in this movie.
Yeah, like he knocks him out.
Yeah, he's so happy about it too. He's like, yeah, like, he's got like that showing off type of
self-satisfaction.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I guess we'll do the clip again, but no one's gonna complain about this.
I wish we could extend that look in her face for about 5 seconds.
I know, it's like that. Like, oh shit, here it comes.
I'll work on a slow motion version, yeah. But RC for $10 forwards me a link. That man. Oh yeah, he sent me the. You sent to me as a chat and on Twitter. You are too generous,
Wow.
RC. Thank you. So we got to see the topper as a chat, dude. That's awesome. Appreciate it. Holy shit, Americans! I love this.
I don't think the first time I saw this that I figured out what he was going to do. I really didn't know he had the gun there. I didn't know what he was going to do.
That's Gary Cooper ass. I love it.
Yeah,
love
the lines.
So it did come as a surprise.
That's another thing too. What's so great about McClane? He's such a grounded character.
Yeah.
He's such a grounded hero because he's supposed to be the average Joe for the most part, stuck in an extraordinary situation.
So Yeti cast, our apologies. I mean, we had that guy Mad here. We could have had you. It's what a instant regret. Honestly.
Yeah, we should have had Mad just not show up and just had you.
Instant regret.
Are you gonna tell him the wrong time next time? What?
When we do another Die Hard ripoff movie, you can come on for one of the Die Hard ripoffs. Just
do what you do normally, Nick, when you don't want somebody on. Send them last week's stream link.
I get the link for Bloodsport.
Oh yeah, the Bloodsport.
Oh, you sent the wrong link out again.
That's what Nick normally does when he doesn't want someone on. He'll send them last week's link. Yeah.
It was like 4 or 5 weeks.
I'll have to remember that for the future for Mads.
That's right. Send oh, no, even better, Mad. Send him set up next week's, the week after next, and send him that. So he's sitting in it on his own for like 2 hours, not realizing. That's terrible. He's a lovely guy.
We love Mad.
No, we love Mad. I
feel like the side piece.
You kidding me? The guy's a fucking prick. No, I'm kidding. I love Mad.
But he's still a lovely guy for a prick.
We love his prick. That's all it's
you love
somebody
his prick. We just think he's a prick. Just kidding, Mad.
No, Mad likes that satisfaction.
Yeah, he does.
So you're only turning him on.
This was a fucking awesome moment, though. When he just
the payoff is so real in this.
Yeah.
How do you say yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker?
So as we're getting
happy trails.
Yeah, happy trails, Hans. Oh, here. No, I like for this fall. Like, what's great is Alan Rickman actually genuinely was falling down when making this scene.
How far did they have him go?
I think he had like about 30 feet.
30 floors.
Yeah, so it actually, and so when
Method
you
acting.
see his face, he actually
That's
did
him.
have genuine fear because
Yeah.
of you're falling.
Yeah,
That's scary. So
no matter how well prepared you are, you would still feel that sort of free-falling of shock when you.
Did they rig him
fell.
up with lines, or did they have him fall into like one of those? You know how
one of
they
those
did it,
big
or
I
cushions?
think it was
Because that's even
cushions.
scarier if you're not
I
even.
thought it was a mattress thing.
If it's
too.
that's even scarier too. If you go like if you're not hooked up to lines or stuff, you just
on
go
the count of one.
that's what they did, okay.
Damn.
Bastards.
Because
I
I
know,
hate
right?
heights
Like,
too.
I'm
So
like,
God.
oh, you sons of bitches.
Yeah, 30 feet's a serious fall. I mean, that's looking down from that. Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Andy
Yeah, you don't walk
McBrandy.
that off.
Nope. See, I'm sure he's pissed off. But looking back, I'm sure he's like, Tiernan, we
Made
did
you a
some damn
star.
good work. Yeah, right.
Yep.
Because to say, I mean, I have an advent calendar in my hand. This advent calendar
Yeah.
wouldn't exist if it wasn't for freaking Alan Rickman taking a fall like a champ. Seriously, absolutely legendary. I will. Yeah, and then it's for another. He's history. Look at that face. He's like, huh? Huh?
This isn't going to be good.
Seriously, like as you 70, I think it was 70. You say, yeah, no matter how prepared you are at that moment, it's still very tense. Like
Yeah,
it's like crap. Oh my god, look at his lips.
Adrian.
Adrian. Champagne, some room service.
Now, one of the big differences between the book and the movie here is that it's his daughter, not his wife. And
Yes.
she's actually part of it, so she gets killed too.
Yep.
Damn, they made it dark. They darkened it up in the book.
There's a message in there somewhere.
The message.
The moral of that story is
the other side. Yeah, I was getting very inspired right there. I gotta get one of those technology things. I gotta learn how to use. I gotta stop boomerang and just learn how to use one so I can do those voices.
Yeah,
like Critical Drinker does.
Playing about with one, it's quite good fun. Yeah.
And there goes the Rolex.
No, you
right?
just play with audio effects. Yeah.
Oh,
it's
is it?
good.
All right, I'll learn. I'll learn it. I just gotta take time.
I mean,
to
you could do it in post, or you could do things live. Like if you have like a Go XLR, I can sound like this using like a sound effects thing.
How much does one of those cost?
The Go XLR, that's like $500.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I guess.
But you could program. You can actually program like I think up to like 6 different audio effects.
Did it come with presets for
Yeah, it
certain
has
types
presets.
of voice?
I actually for a while I need to reset it up. I had Blue Hair Landwell pre-configured on here. That way I could do it live rather than doing it in post.
That's cool. Yeah, nice.
The message.
There's the face. Yep.
Yeah, there's.
Hands, don't look behind you.
The message.
That's the one. Yeah.
Oh, that was good. The other side.
Yeah, today this would be all CGI. You wouldn't get that great
Nope.
reaction, right?
What dog? I'm not I can't do it right.
Wait, can you say boobs?
Did I actually auto effect? I'm not I can't do it right. I can't say
Boobs.
words today. Boobs.
That's it.
But I obviously I can't do it right now. So
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that was actually great to hear you. So I get weenies.
We can't cast a spell here to fly away, unfortunately.
Nope, you
so-
can't. So I guess as this scene gets to the near ending, Mark, since you've been the excellent scholar of our time and of all these Toxic Tuesdays, where do you rank this in toxicity and greatness?
Toxicity, I'd say this is a 9, I think, because
Okay.
there's so much going on with all the characters, all these great, character moments, and these, there's, people getting blown away in this movie. You think they're terrorists, but they're really, sophisticated bank robbers. But
This teaches
just-
Holly what she gets for being a strong, independent woman.
Yeah, she's
Yeah,
to blame. She caused
she's
all
to
of
blame.
this.
Yeah, this is the mad segment. Yeah, where it's all her fault. Yeah, she had it moved
Technically, it
across
is all her
country.
fault.
This wouldn't have happened, right? It would have been back in New York City. having to deal with this shit. But
well, they would have robbed the building. The only guy that might have died would have been the head of the company, and then they would just got out. That was
and Ellis too. Ellis would have weaseled his way into a death somehow too, right?
Mind you, they
He
were
would have
going to
talked
blow
himself to death. Yeah,
they were always going to blow the roof. They were going to blow the roof, so everyone would have died. That's true.
Yeah, I hope that's
Actually,
not
I don't know about
hostage,
that. Ellis was pretty meek until he knew he had an in.
Yeah,
that's true, right?
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, I'd say very.
He
very
thought he was
toxic,
hot shit. Yeah.
until it didn't work, right? I can't talk myself out of this one. Oh crap! But no, I just it's and this movie, I guess as Tom invented the scale. This is is it a 1 because it's a 10 out of 10 diehards, or what's the ratio here?
We'll do regular ratio and diehard ratio.
I mean, this is this is the original. This is like this movie is a 10. It blows you away every time you watch it. It's great lines. You quote this movie all the time. I was
gonna say, if anybody on this panel rates this under a 10 out of 10, then they shouldn't be here.
Then they're gone. Yeah, they're kicked off. Yeah, no.
Yeah, I'm thinking. I rate
11.
things pretty fucking harshly, and I'm like, dude, this movie's a fucking 10.
Yeah, no, this and every time you watch it, it's awesome. And like I said, the lines are great. And Gruber is just so freaking awesome as a villain, and all the all the characters too. They're badass. They're not idiotic robbers, or they don't do stupid things.
Yeah, they're not like bumbling fucking morons.
Yeah, they impress you. So and then Willis, McClane impresses
overly, you. They didn't overly rely on comedy. I mean, it has that levity to it when it was appropriate, but they're not fucking undercutting any of the tension. And that's the thing that pisses me off with the Marvel stuff is that they build up to a fucking tense moment and they undercut it with a joke.
Boom! Yeah, you get the stupid jokes. And Ragnarok was,
oh god, Ragnarok fucking pissed me off because that shit.
With what they did. So yeah, this movie has the jokes in the right time. Like Argyle, like we were just talking about, gets his moment in the sun. You got Pal gets his moment. So
yeah, fucking everybody gets their moment.
Yeah,
that's the
Al gets his moment. Al gets a Twinkie. And he gets to meet John towards the end. It really feels like they kind of
fucking takes out a terrorist.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're getting to that.
Argyle.
Argyle. This is just so good.
Look at all the diverse characters kicking ass.
And you don't even think about it, right? That's what it should be like. You just this is it's an organic movie.
But they're all in service to the straight white male, which makes this movie problematic. And racist.
Yeah.
Not one of them used a pronoun.
So so we'll see what Holly, the strong corporate executive, right? She has a husband come in to save the day, but no, this I just love watching this movie. And then you can watch it at Christmas, you can watch it anytime. The sun came out in the summer, but this is a great, whatever Mad says. Yeah, this is a great Christmas tradition. Like I watch Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. That's my Thanksgiving movie. My travel movie, and this is
dude. I also
awesome
love how she fucking lays out the reporter too.
Yeah,
oh yeah.
And then we get that in Die Hard 3 too, right? We're on the plane together. But so this is a 10. This is a 10 all the way around. I don't know if we're doing the handy Randys. I'll give it 10 handy Randys too. It's a perfect 10. It's a Bo Derek. I mean, it's just this movie's awesome.
Bo Derek, Babe Ruth. All right, we'll go for it. Dustin, give out your scores, man.
Well, I mean, if we're giving a Die Hard score, it's got to be 10 out of 10, right?
Mm-hmm. It's the master.
That's why we've got that score, right? And then toxicity score. I don't know. Since you kicked Matt out so many times, got to give it a 0. And I don't know. I mean, this movie paved the way for a lot of movies. So I think a lot of action movies would have been shit without this movie. Or maybe not. I don't know.
It's hard to tell, man. But I mean, this is definitely, in my opinion, probably, peak, Hollywood action films.
Well, it kind of reinvigorated them in a way because
it did.
Like the same year we had Rambo 3, which was kind of like the
crap,
like implosion of all that early 80s macho.
But because it wasn't by the numbers. I mean, when you watch this, it doesn't like.
But this is
when I went back and rewatched
it didn't either.
Well, it didn't play out like a normal action flick to me anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, newer movies now kind of follow this formula. But when you watch this one, I don't think it it was like defining the formula, kind of writing it as it went.
No, this was exactly that's exactly my point. This wasn't the typical, Schwarzenegger Stallone vehicle that we had been used to up to this point, and that's why I think that same year, Rambo 3 failed, and this was such a success, right? Because if this had been a Stallone movie, his family would have got kidnapped, and he'd have been a macho man through the whole thing, like we were just talking about. Like, yeah, this presented us with a little bit different kind of action hero, and the story was way different than anything we'd really had before. Normally, the terrorists are just terrorists, right? Like, this was kind of a new thing to have the terrorists actually be, thieves instead of just terrorists, and they actually weren't really being terrorists at all. It was just a big,
it was a ploy
or whatever.
To compare it to Taken, where it's like you love the movie Taken, but it's by the numbers, basically,
But at the same time, this movie had the same effect that Scream did on the horror franchise, and that was every action movie after this was Die Hard in a, Die Hard on a, Die Hard with a.
Yeah.
Yeah, Scream.
Speed 2, we got Die Hard on a boat.
Halloween.
Die Hard on a boat. Yeah.
What was that?
Anything else you got to add, Dustin, or is that it?
That's it, man.
All right. Comics division. Go ahead and give your scores. Where do you rate this in toxicity and also in greatness and in diehards?
So when we rate something in toxicity, I mean, is it higher the better or lower the better?
It just depends how much toxicity is there in this
Could
movie.
be either. Yeah.
I would say it's probably an 8 in the toxicity meter.
Okay.
As far as overall, how I rate it as a film, I like I said, I very rarely give 10s, and I give this movie a 10.
Woo!
Yeah.
All right.
And as far as diehards, of course, I give 10 diehards out of 10.
Mm-hmm. All right. The jury has spoken. All right. The division, the Dix Lord has spoken. Tom Connors. And not only does Tom Connors get to do all the scores, but he gets to have a handy Randy side order with it. So, Tom,
honestly, what else can I say that everybody hasn't already? It's a 10 out of 10 across the board.
Woo!
It's a damn near perfect movie, or if not a perfect movie. So what else can I say on that? It's been a hell of a journey with you guys, and I'm glad we got to this point. And I think we all kind of felt a little bit of loss when Hans Gruber died there, because we knew we had come to the end of this road.
Yeah. And we finished with him last, not first. We went backwards to get to him. We wanted to get to our boy Gruber. Carl. Yeah, Carl somehow
he sees the light. He sees the light.
He's getting his final Christmas present right now.
Yeah. Right between the eyes, boys.
In toxicity, I will rate this around. I'm gonna go with an 8, like comics. I'm gonna say why, because you got the great catchphrases. You got a guy who's not the biggest guy. Obviously he's got he's not totally ripped and like monstrous. But he's in decent shape, and he's believable, and yet he kicks ass. So, and he's got all these badass lines. He gets glass out of his freaking foot. I mean, you don't get much more toxic taking glass out of your foot and just continuing to go about your business like usual. And all the great
at the very end, he's also slipping up to Hans. It's all the great.
All the great vulgarities, I would, that would be my reason for an 8. Now, as far as movie, I'm gonna have to go with a 10.1, and I'm gonna
Oh god, you show off.
I know, right? I had to be that guy. Oh, this is where they meet. This is where the romance starts. Huh? Hey, you're the guy on the walking. But Die Hard scores obviously a 10. And this gives a full reach around handy Randy with Drew's big dong attached to it. This thing is the savior of Drew's dong whacking everywhere. This movie just it makes a big mess of things, but when it's all said and done, the end result was worth it.
Hey Hollywood, can we get more movies like Die Hard, because they're good, they don't suck?
Indeed.
Because they don't. That's right.
Because they actually tell a story with fun and interesting characters.
And the story doesn't have to be insanely ambitious and overly complex. It's just gotta be coherent, make sense,
And it doesn't need to be about race or racism or misogyny. Just fucking tell a story.
Just entertain us, and we'll give you money back in return. We're good exchangers like that. So that's
how the new Spider-Man movie's doing, right?
Yeah,
there's not much of that in that movie, so kicking ass. Yep.
Yeah, and it was actually fun. It was very fun. So, Tom, I just want to say thank you for joining us.
I got a score too, by the way.
Oh yeah, we got 70s. Yeah.
Oh, 70.
Just I get my moment in the sun.
11.
Yeah. But he's in Canada. Does he really count?
That's right. Our scores are at a different scale. We've got
kilometers.
Yeah,
it's a metric score.
Yeah, that's what I said in my stream today. If they replace Canadian Spider-Man, race swap him in Canada, it would be kilometers Morales as opposed to Miles Morales. But Canadian joke. So for me, this, as I say, I watched this at the movies and I came out. This changed my life. I mean, I went back and saw it again. I've watched it every Christmas since it came out on home media. And in other times too, and it just redefined this. Every so often, every few generations, a movie redefines its genre. This redefined the action genre, and for me, I'm going to give it a 9 on the toxic scale because it's the John McClane is, and this talk in the movie about westerns was very appropriate. John McClane is a true American hero. He is an American hero. He's wisecracking but tough. And he's a straight white male in this instance. And he is totally never going to lose in this. So to me, he's the epitome of the American hero. And that today would make it utterly toxic. So I'll give it a 9. Yeah,
that would be very problematic. Yeah, I see. Okay, good argument.
Exceptionally problematic today. But yes, he's an American hero. Like any other character you could mention, like John Wayne characters or Clint Eastwood or whatever. This guy's an American hero. And that's a good thing. In terms of movie score, it's a hard 10. I mean, this is in my top 10 of all time. In fact, when people say name your top 10 movies, often I'm in and out with this. Always say Die Hard. It's always in there.
Yep.
In terms of Die Hard score, if it was Spinal Tap, I'd give it 11. I can't, so it's a hard 10 again. It's just a phenomenal movie. Perfectly made, not a moment is wasted, and it's a movie. If you can watch a movie 50 times and still love it, that's a good sign.
All right.
Yep.
That 70s rock fan has spoken. And Mark, thank you for the nice, amazing slideshow as we went along this 240 journey. Tom, thank you for joining us on this entire Die Hard thing. This has been that was a very
good. These are some refaces, yeah.
you're basically, and I don't know if you want to consider unofficial or official, whatever you want to spin it as, but you're basically part of the Toxic Tuesday group. So yes, the door's always open when you want to add your insights or just even hang out on the chats. You're one of us, so I appreciate it, and thanks for sharing out all the streams.
One of us.
I've been seeing that on the community page. Thank you for sharing them out. That's been awesome, and thank you to all the new people who've been checking out, and not only checking out but sticking around. Because it's one thing when you bring in new people, but when they stick around, that's the other thing. Because you always want to get people to actually enjoy it. So hopefully, me and the guys, Mad, Dustin, 70s, Mark. Y'all familiar, we're all unfamiliar faces. Y'all, of course, know Comics and Tom. Hopefully, we won you over, and we'll hope to see you guys again soon for next week's Toxic Tuesday. So it'll be great. It'll be fantastic. And yes, Rob Altus, I love this too. Next week,
They Live is great.
They Live is
I'll do any Carpenter though, any John Carpenter.
Yes. Next week's flick. Well, that's an interesting one. Next week we're gonna take a turn towards getting fancy and some suits and getting our cigars, maybe getting some accents with us, and we're gonna be a bunch of good fellas next week.
Wow.
we're gonna take a turn, and mafia movies are very
Gangsters, yeah.
toxic. Mafia movies
Wow.
are very toxic. So
I
look
don't
at
understand.
Tom.
Look at this shit. I look at this all day, every day. It's right next to my Jaws poster.
Nice.
Cool. Fucking Goodfellas.
So yeah, next week we're gonna take a turn. Like I said, we're gonna do Goodfellas. We're gonna do something a little bit on the epic scale because I do consider that a little bit of an epic film. It's a long one, but
it's one of my favorite movies of all time. Like this one.
It's one of the all timers. I want to get a little ambitious with this, and we're gonna have fun. And guys, thank you for coming on as always. Goodfellas is next week. We're gonna have a blast, and we'll see you all soon.
Does that mean I got to wear a suit and a tie?
Dude,
yes, Tom.
Maybe I'll get a button. I'll get a button up for it. It'll be great.
We're gonna eat pasta during the movie.
Tom, we'll dress up for it. We'll dress up for it. All right, it'll be great. All right, well, you guys.
Okay.
Yes, you guys all have a good evening, and we'll see you.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas.